Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Zeku Kene, as always. I will be your host today again. My colleagues, some of them may come on. I'm not sure who is going to come on, but I know for a fact that Melbourne is extremely busy today. Melbourne is going through a wedding process, a wedding program. There was a traditional wedding today. Melbourne is extremely busy. I just spoke with the program manager in the studio, Truth FM, Mr. O'Neill. He's making it possible that the show will still be aired on the radio regardless of Melbourne's busy schedule. We are here regardless. Whether we are on the radio or not, we are going to be here to have a show today. And this is very, very important. The topic today is about the youth of Liberia. What are the potential impacts of our youth in these elections? Uh, it's going to be very interesting conversation. You look at the ratio, you look at the age difference in Liberia. The youth, the young people are in majority when it comes to uh, the voting age. So you have more younger people, depending who is a youth, depending who you consider a youth or young person. Because in Liberia, you can see 60, 50-year-old men calling themselves Bekuba Junior. It means that, a lot of people are now actually, um, you know, taking into account of their age. Anybody can call themselves a youth in Liberia. However, we are looking at the impact of youth, of the young people in these elections, especially the presidential elections, because young people should be considered as key decision maker in our elections because the future rests on their shoulder. They are responsible to uh, show the direction to our country, and they should be the one actually to take a center stage when it comes to the direction of our country. Let's see if we can get a radio on going. Um, hello, hello, sir. How are you? Hello, can you hear me? All right, that was Ansu Salif. Hopefully, you will come through. Yes, but like I said, in Liberia, a lot of people they call themselves young at the age of 50, 60. They still consider themselves youth. But yeah, let me take this time to recognize a few of you. I know Liberia is hot today. We have a lot going on. We had a pre selected topic. We're not going to drift from our topic, but we will chip in here and there on some of the happenings in the country. In the meantime, let me recognize a few of you here, at least those I can see. Fred, welcome to SKTV. Maybe the show, welcome to SKTV. Roger Gibson, welcome to SKTV. Mr. John Bernal, that is one of my brothers from Phoenix. He's currently somewhere down south. John, Mama, we need you back here. Yeah, Quay Johnson, welcome to SKTV. Riverside Pro, welcome to SKTV. Emmanuel Colley, welcome to SKTV. If Effort X Duet, welcome to SKTV. A Abina Kangbe, welcome to SKTV. Say Ali, welcome to SKTV. Janet Toya, welcome to SKTV. Romelia Passaway, welcome to SKTV. Vasayo Donzo, welcome to SKTV. Jimmy Gray, welcome to SKTV. I want to say thank you to all of you. Please go ahead and share the show as we get connected to the radio. Where's my other phone here? Yeah, so let's play some beautiful traditional songs here so we can use that time to share the show while we get connected to the radio station. All right, let's do this.
Wadinye, nyadi momi ye wola dinye. Ah wola dinye, boya di momi ye wola dinye. Wadinye, nyadi momi ye wola dinye. Ah wola dinye, nyadi momi ye wola dinye. Somi dena, tula molu ye wola dinye. Somi dena, tula molu ye wola dinye. Hey, hey, hey. Daddy wa bete wo ya. A bete ke wa bete wo. Ibero wa bete wo. A bete wo. Bete wo.
I love this song, man. We're trying to get connected with the radio, please. Share the show. All right, let's see here if we are connected with the radio. Let's see here. It looks like Ensu.
with
Ensu, are
the
you there?
SK team. I think Sekou trying to get me on. Let me see. Yeah, Sekou. Let me see. Whether you can.
I can hear you.
Okay. I want to.
I can hear you if you can hear
Are you
me.
getting me now, Sekou?
Yes, sir. You are very loud and
It should
clear.
be
Can you hear me?
perfect now, though. Is it
You
perfect?
good?
Okay, just wait a little bit. Let me see.
All right. I'll wait.
Back to back
I'll
calls
wait.
coming in here. Yeah,
If you can hear me, let me know.
I think this one. Yeah. Are you getting me now?
Yes, you are very loud and clear. Yes.
Yeah. So I
Yes,
think it should be. Yeah,
I
you
can
getting
hear
me now,
you.
right?
We good. Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's what my technical team is trying to do. They're trying to
Can you hear me? I
get
can
me
hear you. You're
on
very
here
loud
so
and
we can
clear.
get some sound. Wow.
Well, I think we'll continue to play the song while we get into situation.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm struggling to get it through.
You are loud and clear. I'm hearing you. Yes, I'm hearing you.
No, I'm not yet getting you. I think it should be. I think it should be perfect now.
Yeah, but can you hear me? I can hear you. Can
Is
you
it
hear me?
perfect?
Yes.
But I'm not getting you from my end. Yeah. So let me see.
So let him figure it out. Then we'll come back to him. I think there are certain people here. Binta
Yeah.
came on today.
I'm struggling to get
Binta and Gwen
a sign
and
from
Terry came on
Sekou.
today.
The guys here on the
You're not even
SKTV.
hearing me anymore.
I'm very.
You guys stop hacking my people there, man. Fuma Ture and Gwen and Roof. I don't want hacking my people in Laburo. You gotta stop it. Yeah. Fuma Ture, especially that guy from Vote. He the one trying to stop me today because he want me to be campaigning for vote. Yeah, and Binta too. Binta says she like the song, but you gotta stop hacking my stuff now. So we can get the thing going. And Sue, please, man, when you can get me, let me know. And Sue, are we good? Can you hear me?
I can talk. You hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me?
All right. Let's see whether I can get Sekou from this end.
Yes, I can get you. Can you
Maybe
hear me?
What this one here? Yeah, we're struggling hard to get some to bring Sekou on the SKTV team live on the broadcast, experiencing rain.
Actually,
Sense.
this is like
Senses.
a plug in somewhere. There is
Okay.
the body needs to touch, to get it going.
Yeah, I think it's perfect now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I know, I know you getting me from your end.
We've been getting you throughout. It's just like you've been struggling to hear us. We've been getting you throughout.
Wonderful. It is a privilege, man. Having me. Yeah, you know your your boy today is the man.
My boy is going through a lot today, and that's okay. I mean, we appreciate you, and we appreciate O'Neill and the entire team out there. At least, regardless of what's going on, you guys try to improvise. At least somebody is there to carry us through. We appreciate it. And by the way, there's a big birthday coming up, and SKTV we actually try to do what we can do to celebrate the birthday of one of our main man behind the scene, O'Neill. O'Neill is the main man behind the scene, but people, he's not on camera. People don't see him, but he is the main man that make things happen on Truth FM, especially when it comes to SKTV. I don't know about other people, but I know the role he plays, when it comes to making Truth FM what it is. Yes, indeed, his birthday going to be this coming Monday. So from tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, we'll be asking our people to celebrate with us, to help us celebrate one of the main men. He is. I'm not sure. I hope I'm not going to demote him here, but I think he's a program or station manager or program manager or
He's the head of programs here and the
exactly.
director of radio
Okay, director of radio and
and
program manager.
programs.
So, pro, pretty much, he is the one. He's the one behind the scene doing everything for us. Even to give us 7 days a week, he was the one instrumental in making that to happen. 24/7. Every time we go on, we're on the radio. So, my SKTV family, from tomorrow, Saturday, like you have done for everybody, when that day reach, from tomorrow, Saturday and
Mhm.
Sunday, we do little fundraiser to celebrate him. That $10, that $5, that $20, whatever you get, just to show that sense of gratitude to him. You know, Labrona is a land of ingratitude. Headed
Mhm.
by some BB people there, the ungratefulness is all over the place. So people, nobody want to be grateful anymore because the people who are, um, ahead of us, who are our leaders, they are not showing any level of gratitude to people who are down the line making things happen for them. But yes,
Yeah.
indeed, I will still go ahead to recognize a few people. Then we'll go to Ensu, since this is his first time, if I'm not mistaken, on SKTV. Well, you have to know
That's
him.
what you get it right.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yes,
it's the
let me
first.
recognize a few people. Then we'll come to Ansu here to make a little bit of introduction of himself, so just to know him. He's not going to be charged to do say a lot of stuff because we don't want to put him on the spotlight for just for the first time. Ansu will be here making things happen in Liberia. So yes, indeed, Binta Belete, welcome to SKTV, and Emmanuel Colley, welcome. We've come to well, Romelio passed away. Welcome to SKTV. Um, Levy Harris, welcome to SKTV. Jimmy Gray, welcome to SKTV. Marie Brett, welcome to SKTV. Mike, welcome to SKTV. Mustafa Kenan, welcome to SKTV. And Yen Bobby Yen, welcome to SKTV. Gwen Smith, welcome to SKTV. Fuma Ture, Samu Kenan, welcome to SKTV. Regina Wilson, uh, thank you for everything. And Ruth, as always, I want to welcome you to SKTV. And let me see here. I'm not going to catch everybody, but we'll try. Kata Flomo, welcome to SKTV. Musa Belete Pekin, welcome to SKTV. Elijah Colley, welcome to SKTV. Sensi Besolo Perry Jr., welcome to SKTV. Justo D. Wilson, welcome to SKTV. Sandy Anderson, welcome to SKTV. Lamini Cornet, welcome to SKTV. Rice Dwayne Page, the second, welcome to SKTV. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Once again, you are watching SKTV on Facebook, on Instagram, on SKTV, on SKTV Live, also on YouTube. We want to say thank you to all of you. And if you are watching and listening to us or listening to us on Truth FM, we want to say thank you to all of you, folks in Liberia. And those who are watching as far as Guinea or as far as Danane in Ivory Coast, we want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. And this is possible because of our partnership with Truth FM. We'll go to Liberia. Ansu, how are you doing and what's going on in Liberia? Just take a brief moment to tell our viewership who is Ansu Salif.
Thank you. Thank you, Sekou, for having me on. Yeah, as I said, it is a privilege to have me on one of the leading afternoon and evening show here in Liberia because the time 96 on this side and this program here at this time we have a lot of people always tune in to listen to important national issues, especially coming back home here from Liberia. So it's a privilege having me on here. And let me say thanks to my friend and brother Johnson Mayborn Kuda, who is officially leaving the market today.
I know.
Yeah, for giving me the opportunity alongside with the pre-birthday man O'Neill, saying that you have to be there today, and as a soldier, you just have to be prepared and ready for anytime. I'm Ansu, as you said, K. Salif, work we are Truth FM. Folks in the radio department, not just limited to maybe that department, but definitely I cut across the way I'm doing it now. Yeah, so that's just what we are here to do. So as you said, that just means answer from Liberia, we are Truth FM, the nation biggest radio station. So it's a privilege for having me on.
Thank you, Ensu. Let me crack a joke a little bit before we go through the show. You know, when I saw your name, Ensu Salif,
Uh,
the name Salif is a last name that is supposed to be Sharif. But
okay.
the Madinga people always joke. They say when the Sharif man is educated, they change their name to Salif, then they become a Congo. My mom was a Sharif, so the Sharif people are my uncle. So I want to say thank you, at least for being there today, to somehow fill in for Melbourne. Yes, indeed. Many of you have tuned in the last 5 minutes. Stephen Bakai, welcome to SKTV. Zole Wesley, welcome to SKTV. Nathaniel Bellery, welcome to SKTV. Samantha Joe, Angel King Bang, welcome to SKTV. So today we are discussing youth. We were expecting some of the young people to walk to the station today. And because of Melbourne now being available, I guess they were only contacting Melbourne to get to the station. And now that Melbourne is getting off the market today, Melbourne just went through the traditional aspect of his wedding. And I believe most of the queer part will continue, maybe from now tomorrow on. And I believe maybe will be available maybe on Sunday or Monday or maybe next week, Tuesday. We're not sure. Whatever the case is, I know O'Neill and the guys there will somehow improvise to make sure that somebody will be there to take us through. They don't want to disappoint our people. So today we are discussing youth impact on these elections. The reason why we are saying these elections because we have a lot of election going on. I was shocked when I hear yesterday that about 700 plus people are registered to vie for the legislature or legislative position. What? The entire legislature is about 103, if I'm not mistaken. All of them combined, talking about the representatives and senators. But if we can have 700 people vying for a position of 100 people, that is scary. It means that people are not considering this position as a service to the people or a service to the country, but is seeing it as the means of getting rich. They're seeing it as a lucrative job that is there purposely for those who can lie their way through, those who can buy their way through, those who can manipulate and somehow brainwash our young people to amass wealth. There are a lot of people running for positions, especially these legislative positions, with no idea, no clue as to what they can bring to the table. Some of them don't even understand the magnitude of what they are signing up for. They don't know. They don't understand the responsibility on your shoulder as a lawmaker when you are elected as a legislator. They don't understand that they are clothed with the authority to serve as the supervisory arm of our government, that they are considered as the first branch of government. Some of them, they don't know that. All they see, oh yeah, I got to be representative too. Moses is representative, Peter is representative. Me too, I can do it. I was taken aback the last time after the election of one of the representatives from District 13. I think they call him Flomo. Some call him, I don't know, color blue or color green.
Color
But
grant.
yeah,
Color
color
grant.
green. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was taken aback after his election to give his acceptance speech or the victory speech. I was shocked. And I wasn't surprised that right after his election, wherein Jowiya supported and lifted the hands of John Weah in the CDC primary, right after that, he went and paid loyalty to CDC, to the CDC. Only because giving his loyalty to the CDC, he will be able to make his money back, the money he spent. Because the CDC is the government in power. The CDC is the government that is accustomed to sharing money with legislators who speak their language, who are committed to them, who are only there to say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, to all of them. And we pass and we vote on anything without saying it. So he went and paid loyalty to the CDC. Automatically, I knew that they guys had nothing to offer to the Liberian people. And he's not alone. I'm not going to single him out simply because I have anything personal against him or I know him in person. No, I don't know him. But I could tell that this guy was another empty vessel that carries nothing, that has nothing in it, and that will provide nothing to the Liberian people. He's not alone. Likewise, Abu Kamara. Abu Kamara got the name of Abu Kili simply because of what happened before his ascendancy to the legislature. Because he had a position, he supposedly resigned from the position or fired from the position, whatever it was, but was still taking pay for years, months, if not a year. You know that you're no longer working in the government. You know that you're no longer working in that position, but you were still taking pay. So because of that, people asked him that he needed to pay that money back to the Liberian people, and they call him Abu Kili, Abu Rogue. Since he went there, I'm not sure whether he has been a part of any legislative indictment, whether he has sponsored or co-sponsored any bill within the legislature. He's not alone. There are a lot of them. They're just there, mortgaging the future of our children and their children. There are a lot of competent young people in Liberia. There are a lot of competent, well accomplished young people in Liberia. But they are not considered. You are only considered when you're ready to dance with the devil. You are only considered when you're ready to say yes, ma'am, or yes, sir to everybody, even if you have nothing to offer. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people in the Liberian legislature. Look at CDC Uno Yeke Koluba, the guy who called them that all the people in the legislature, they all opinion smoker. The guy who said that, Solomon George. He has nothing to offer, absolutely nothing. He knows nothing. He has nothing to offer. He is one of those idiots just sitting in there taking money, but they got nothing. They only dare to vote and pass everything we are brings. He doesn't even understand what's going on. He was the very first person in the government, key player of the CDC, that said publicly that the CDC was sponsoring spoon talk. He said, if McGill and Samuel, you don't be careful, the person you're sponsoring, you're going to turn to your enemy. You're going to turn to, he said, if you don't be careful, the people you're sponsoring right now will turn to our enemy. He admitted that the Georgia government was indeed sponsoring the spoon talk. Solomon George. Do you remember the guy who said Georgia should make him police director? Some people got missing. Those are the lawmakers we have. So just make me a police director for one day, a lot of people will go missing. A lawmaker. So that's why it is imperative that our young people, at least the educated ones, if not all of them, the educated ones, the ones that are at least educated, they can read and understand. I want them to know that the bar for our people is very low. They shouldn't fall for anything or everything just because of a crop. Just because somebody's going to give you a piece of what they're stealing from the Liberian people. Most of the young people are committed to some of these crooks and bandits because of the little things you give them. Imagine you are going to school, your mother, your father can't afford. You got one rogue sitting there in the legislature calling themselves representative or senator. When you go there, even transportation to go to school, you can't afford it. People have to sorry for you to even pay for your school fees. Some of them even want to take more credit, but they can't afford it. Not because they don't have the intellect or the intelligence or the sense to learn, but they can't even afford to pay for it. So some of them, they become slaves to these guys. I mean, you want to learn. You want to be up there, but you cannot even afford to go to school. So those people who are there stealing the money of the country, they use them. They come to them. When they pay for one semester, they will boast of it. You know how many students I'm sponsoring? One semester. And then they will go to another one. Ochi, representative this, now pay for my semester or buy me gas, transportation to go to school. That one will give them $50, maybe $25, maybe $10 for the price of loyalty. and telling them, but I'm giving you the thing, but you're gonna make sure you support, or you gotta make sure you show support. So that's why you see all these brilliant kids, young kids, have become beggars and slaves because of poverty. Because if they don't do it, those criminals will not pay their school fee any longer. Any longer. They will not give them transportation. The one, they pay to play, they are doing it from the lowest level. They give you money, you are a student, you got to go and do a battlecraft for them. And you want to make sure they hear you. You want to make sure when they're watching those Facebook live feed, they see you there. Chanting battlecraft for the CDC. So CDC lawmaker will give you transportation tomorrow. There you go. When they are supposed to be making legislation, they are supposed to be holding accountable the Minister of Education to improve the education standard of our youth, to make education affordable for our people. When they are supposed to be holding the president accountable to create jobs, to invest in private sectors, so that youth can be doing the one who collaborate 1-2-1-2, doing 1-2-1-2 at the same time going to school. They don't have to depend on any criminal lawmaker to go to school. Here you have students here that are international students. Some of them get scholarship. The ones that don't have scholarship, they are here to go to school. And they work. They don't work regular hours like regular people, but they work at least to afford transportation for themselves, to afford food for themselves. But even if the people want to work, the job is not there. They're making all the young people to look lazy. You're not lazy, but it's just that they don't give you the opportunity. But then, some of the same young people, because of what they are getting from these people, not only that most of them have become slaves, but some of them have been brainwashed and believe what they are getting from those people is what they deserve. It's like your own property, your father's property. You have your older brother from the same father. He is managing your father's property. He is stealing $1 million a month from your father's property. But yet, because he is the big brother, he's giving you $100, $200, $500 a month when he is getting $1 million a month. But he's telling you to worship him for what he's giving you from the stolen money of your own inheritance. Your father's property belongs to all of you. But because somebody with the opportunity to be the one to manage and control that property or that money, they are taking a crop from there and give it to you and asking you to pay loyalty to them for your own money. But you are brainwashed. You will go at any length. You will insult, disrespect, and say anything to anybody because you want to satisfy your slave master. Unfortunately, when you are supposed to be the one to make the decision, they're supposed to be afraid of you. Knowing that if they don't do the right thing for you in the country, they will feel the weight at the ballot box. But no, they make you to believe that you don't deserve anything. Whatever they are giving you, it is not your right, it's your privilege, it's a privilege. That's what they're telling you. When they are supposed to be making it available to all of you by making sure they create job for you to get while going to school. to make sure they invest in private sector that when you graduate, people will be fighting over you. In this country, there are a lot of courses when people are doing it. You are promised that upon graduation, you have to choose what kind of job you want to do. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of private sector jobs in this country, America here. I'm not trying to make comparison between America and Liberia. But yes, we have the resources available to Liberia. We just don't have the managers, the administrators, people who could distribute the wealth of our country for everyone to get a share. In America here, there are a lot of jobs. Here, there are a lot of things when you go to school, people who go to school before graduation, even some of those vocational training jobs, when you go to them, you are promised a job before you even graduate, before you finish. While you're doing your last test, taking your last test, you know exactly where you want to go, what kind of job you want to do. Amen. Liberia. But they're taking advantage of the young people, making it to look like the stolen money that they are giving them, they take a piece of it, give it to them. They're telling you, say, you got to pay loyalty to me. You got to support me. In fact, go and recruit your friends. Get all their voting cards. I will give them $20 each, $30 each from their own money to buy their loyalty, to buy their service, so they can worship you. These people are wicked. But the young people have the right to resist them by holding them accountable, by asking for what you deserve. Let me say this. Over the years, you have seen a lot of young people pretending to be activists or advocates for social justice, for accountability, for fairness, for the rule of law, pretending to be activists and advocates, but they're just selling themselves up there, waiting for the highest bidder, who's going to hire them to be an attack dog. So they are not true advocates. They are not true activists. They're just hustlers, young hustlers, who are brainwashed that they are good for nothing other than worshiping other people, other than being an attack dog for other people. They will pretend at the university level, even in high school. They will brainwash other people to call them leaders, when they themselves, they are not even leaders. They are looking for somebody to lead them. They are looking for the highest bidder, the person who will pay them more, so they can switch loyalty from one person to another based on how much you give them, based on who take care of them that day or that moment. They will pretend to be advocates. They will attack and insult government officials. They will attack president. They will attack ministers. They will attack politicians. Not because of the belief in what they are doing, not because they expect something different or better from other people, but because to satisfy their slave masters. Your future is in your own hands. Folks, you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to be loyal to anybody in Liberia. Be loyal to your country. You'll get exactly what you deserve. The impact of our youth in this election is huge. But you don't even know your own importance. You don't know your own value. And they don't want you to know. That's why when you listen to some of us, our platforms, they will tell you, say, don't listen to that man. Those men are just running their mouth in America there. They don't want us to tell you what you deserve. They don't want us to enlighten your minds. They don't want us to tell you the truth. They don't want us to shine light on their corruptions. You know, somebody who convicted a crime in America here, who was convicted and served a jail term. When you convict certain crime in America here, there's certain position you never hold again in your lifetime. There are certain job, even a private sector job, some of them, they will never hire you again when you have those things on your records. But look at Liberia. The guy who is the current deputy speaker of the House of Representatives is the former convict who was in jail here for committing crime in America. But they are the people that people are saluting in Liberia. Hey God, our country. God forgive us. I don't know what's going on in Liberia. I don't know what's going on with Liberia. But we have a serious problem. The people that celebrate in Liberia, when you see them in foreign countries, when you see them among people, not only that some of them cannot even express themselves properly. When they appear in public, you can see the phobia in them because they're not qualified to be anything. They're not competent to be anything. Sometimes a lot of people mistakes education or degree for qualification or for competence. Anybody can get any degree, but not every degree holders are leaders. No, absolutely not. I've seen a lot of people with degree, but they are dumb as the world itself. I've seen a lot of people that articulate well, they are mouth sharp, but they are not intelligent. They will talk, but you can see no sense in it. Some of them will talk, there's no wisdom. Overall, our major problem in Liberia is loyalty to country. Everybody is self-centered. But the young people, you are allowing yourself to be slave to these people that's supposed to be your slave. They're supposed to be working for you. They're supposed to be working for the country. But you're not holding them accountable. Instead, you're making yourself vulnerable to them. You're making yourself, presenting yourself to them as a slave. So I think and I believe young people of Liberia should understand their own value. You should have the opportunity to sit down, bring yourself together as group. The enlightened ones, you ask them, what do you understand about these people running for president? What do you know about them? What are their platforms? What is in there for the young people? What do we stand to benefit from Mr. X, Y, and Z's platforms? What are their policy prescriptions? What is in there for the youth? What they got to provide, to us? What has this person done for the young people of Liberia? Okay. Oh, this person have had the opportunity. But what happened? What did he do with it? What was the benefit of Liberia and the Liberian people? But they don't want you to go through all of those things. They don't want you to have sense. They don't want you to have a sense of, freedom. To have that level of what we call independent mindset. To be able to look at things from distance. To examine things by yourself, to do what we call critical thinking or critical analysis on issues, to weigh things, to measure. Okay, that one is good. That one is good. Okay, what is in it for me? What is in it for us? Who got a better answer? Okay, let's first examine Labra's problem. What is our problem today? Those are the things young people are supposed to be doing. Beating your chest, I will say, no, that's not it. Muya, 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 no, that's not it. Be able to sit down, make research, look at other countries, look at other countries around you, look at the youth of other countries, look at the youth development of other countries, and you look at the developmental agenda of your candidates. What is in it for the young people? Do they have record of any to supporting young people? Most of us, most of you young people, you don't think in that direction. Oh, I'm a born citizen. No, you're not no damn born citizen. You're a born Liberian. Don't let nobody brainwash you. Yeah, I'm a born Unity Party. No, you are not no damn born Unity Party. You are born Liberians. You got to be open-minded. Based on what good for Liberia, not what good for the so-called party. Yeah, I'm a born ANC member. No, we created the ANC. No, you're not no damn ANC member. You are a born Liberian. Look at the platforms. Look at the policies. Look at the idea. Look for what's in it for you. What is in it for your country. That's all you need. You got no loyalty to anybody. The loyalty should be to you first and your country. And when I say you first, not you as a person. Something that will benefit all the young people, male and female alike. But you don't do that. They brainwash you to believe when you are with Unity Party, that's the only way you can survive, because people you are begging, they want them to stay in power so you can continue to beg them for life. They think that's what you deserve. If you're a citizen, they will put fear in you that when we are removed from power, you will get nobody to beg again. No, you don't have to be begging anybody. You just need a conducive environment that will make the place conducive for investors, that will come and give to the country and provide job in the country. Do you know how many Liberians here in America that are way, way better than some of the white people you are worshiping? They are better off. They got money. They are well established. They have lived in this country for 30, 40 years. They have money. And they won't go back to Liberia to work. They won't go back to Liberia to invest. But the conducive environment is not available to them. Your criminals, lawmakers, ministers, presidents and vice presidents are scaring them. When they go, they don't want the people to go and create job for you. You know what they want to do? When the people come, they tell them, say, before I can sign the paper here, you got to give me this money. before I can sign paper for you to go and create job for my people. You got to pay me first. Can you imagine? Other country, people go outside to go look for investors. When investors come to Liberia, they ask you to get them money first before you can be allowed to invest your money in the country that will benefit their people. We got 4 more minutes to go to the news bulletin. But before we go, I just decided today to talk about these things, to shine light on some of these important things, to enlighten the minds of some of the young people who are actually being blinded by loyalty. Loyalty based on nothing but chicken change. They don't even know that they deserve more than that. Some of them they think say that's what they deserve. Oh no, this is our party. Party, discipline, loyalty. No. The loyalty should be to Liberia. Anything that will benefit Liberian, all Liberians. That should be your focus. Forget about UP, forget about ANC, forget about DCDC, whatever, DD, LLP, whatever P, all those nonsense. Don't worry about them. First, look for what is good for you. Who get the answer? But right now, you know what's funny? When you tell them, say, look for the person with the best platform. Look for the person with the best policy prescriptions. Look for the person with the best answer for Liberia's problem. Go for the person that understands economy. Go for the person that understands security. Go for the person that understands private sector. You know what they will tell you? Oh, they made a commitment. Guess what? That means they are telling you automatically, I'm not calling names, right? I'm telling you things that Liberia need. I'm telling you things that you deserve. I'm telling you, look for those things in whosever policy or idea you're going to find it. Then they automatically say, oh, no, you forgot me. That means they're telling you automatically that Kumis got all those answers. You see? So they are answering the question for themselves. SKTV have never, ever declared our support for anybody. And when we're ready to do so, we will. We will definitely endorse a candidate. We'll tell you why that candidate, and we'll tell you, we encourage all our supporters, friends, well-wishers, families, and communities to work to vote for that person. Because you know what? We are in it for Liberia. But these people, when you say, you know what? I discuss the issue. They say, no. Issue, what kind of issue? The person been serving for a long time. Yeah, but let's discuss the issue. Like discuss the person's experience. Experience is good, but not all experiences are good. You get bad experience. You get good experience. They say practice make perfect. But no, I say perfect practice make perfect. Because you know what? Wrong practice does not make anything perfect. If you used to practicing wrong things, doing wrong things every day, stealing from Liberian people money, I've been doing that here for 40 years. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've been doing it for 20 years. You've been doing it for a long time. That's our experience. But that's the wrong experience we need. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. We will go to the news bulletin. We'll be back. We'll take course in Liberia. What is the impact? What is the impact of Liberian youth in this election come October 10? And so I'm gonna go to you, and the news bulletin will go on, and I will come back, and we'll start from where we stop.
Yes, Sekut, I just been so much realized, I know, and been following you, like you just touching every area indeed. And if many young people monitoring how the show this evening, monitoring this broadcast, yeah, if that just what we call across to every media institution, the news, the airway, in terms of getting all the right information out there to young people. You understand me? The what we are doing here now. I think that our young people, the youth, going to listen. All right. I haven't yet received signal yet from our news department.
Okay, that's
I'm not
good. That's
sure.
good. So what happened? I'm gonna keep talking. Once you know
Yeah. So
something, give me.
the
Give
guys
me.
just joined us in studio. The folks indeed just joined us in studio. I think they come from the ANC. Yeah, they just joined us in studio. So my team here is trying to set them out to see how best we can bring it on.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take you off the screen so that way we can interrupt what you guys doing. Once everything is set, you can message me, say the news is ready, or just give me a thumbs up, and then I will switch to you guys. Okay.
No problem.
All right. So, folks, you know, some people don't like me to talk when I'm all by myself. Some people love it. Some people enjoy me talking by myself because I can talk for a whole year, for a whole 2, 3, 4 hours. I will not get tired talking because I'm not just talking because I want to talk. We talk based on facts, based on reality. Imagine in America here, all the fight Donald Trump is fighting right now, Donald Trump doesn't want to be convicted because there are some violations. When you are convicted of those violations in this country, you will lose the opportunity from running for any elective office. But this guy who is the deputy speaker of Liberia right now, he is a convicted criminal from North Carolina who went to jail and served his jail term for committing crime. But now he is the one of those people making decisions for Liberia for not to go for. You have people in the Liberian Senate that were found guilty for committing crime, but they're still serving in Liberia. In Liberia, the Liberian Senate invited a criminal called Wambudike, who violated our laws, who evaded every processes, who lied to the Liberian system that he was a citizen, who went to school benefiting from the country as a citizen of our country, who lied that he obtained his citizenship through the court system, who went in front of the Senate and committed perjury. It looks like we are on the radio. Let me see.
Still on, Sekou. We've been joined in studio, and I think it's what the team trying to do to connect Cyrus. Cyrus come from the ANC, Mr. Alexander Cummings, intellectual team. He joining us in studio, yeah. So the guys are trying to see how best they can bring you on camera.
So the news bulletin is not going to go on?
No, so we continue up to 8 o'clock.
Okay, that's great. And I was expecting Saros. Yes, I think Saros is here. I was expecting Saros and the other guys there earlier today, but because Melbourne was not there, I believe they
Yeah.
were finding it difficult getting connection or who to talk to.
And
I'm glad that
I truly believe also because of the rain. It's a wet day in Monrovia. I've been raining since this morning up to now. The rain still falling. So I know, yeah, it's been raining since this morning. So knowing that, I think it's why the guys are struggling to get here. But Cyrus is in studio already.
yeah, I can see Saras. Saras, good evening. How are you?
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Connor. I'm
Okay, we
good.
are having no echo. The guys in studio, please try to see if you can make some adjustment on that. Saras is okay now? Oh no, we are not hearing you anymore. Let me see. He's muted. He's muted. Let me mute him. Yeah, so they need to mute the microphone.
You know how getting the audio. You know how getting the audio. And I mean, you'll be muted, but when you he talking, then you mute yourself for the audio become inside.
So man, just come on.
Oh, okay. Okay, then when Saras is talking, so what we do here, let's mute Ensu and then we talk to Saras and see what happened. Please unmute Saras. No, that's Ensu that is unmuted. Unmute Saras, please. You have to unmute Saras' microphone. But let me see. Saras, can you say something? Okay, Saras is muted. So you need to unmute Saras' microphone and then Ansu, you can mute Ansu.
I think
Okay.
it's okay now.
Yeah, it's okay now. So yes, Saras, how you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Connor. We bless God for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not sure whether or not you were following. We've been talking about youth in Liberia and their impact on these elections. Speaking of the legislative and the presidential election, and we have expanded a little bit when it comes to what has been going on as far as our people abusing the youth, the young people, um, abusing their authority, abusing the opportunity given to them by the Liberian people, thereby enslaving our youth, turning them into beggars, and making them to believe that that's what they deserve,
yeah,
that they don't deserve anything better, and making them to believe that when they are booted out, when they are not in power, they will have nobody else to beg. They will have nobody else to give them transportation for school or to help them with one semester or two semesters.
mhm,
So we believe that the Liberian youth, they have everything to change that narrative, like to change that sense of thinking, to change that mindset that youth in Liberia, they don't have to beg anybody to be something, to be somebody. All they need to do is to make sure, hold their leaders accountable, vote for the right people, by making sure they read and understands the policies, the idea, the agenda of each lawmaker,
mhm.
every senators, every senator, every members of legislature, or whether you're in a House of Representative or in the Senate, and every person that run for president, to look at their platform, to understand their platform, to know exactly what is in it for the young people, and whether or not those people they have any record of being there for the young people. But again, since you just came, um, our plan was after the news bulletin, we're going to go to the line to take some calls in Liberia to hear from the youth what is the impact of the young people in these elections. Now that you are here, having been one of the young people, outspoken young people in Liberia, what is the impact of the young people in these elections? What difference can you people make? Saros, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Mr. Kane. You just kind of breaking out, it's a rainy season we in Liberia, so the network is not that good. Yeah, Mr. Kane, it's very important that the youth of this country played a paramount role in these elections or in these elections that will be held October 10th. Because the youth of every nation, they are the pillar of that nation. So the decisions that will be made will have a serious trickle down effect on their lives. Like, for example, any decision we made now is a 6-year consequence we will have to bear. So, we in a fee are from the Cummins Intellectual and Mobilization team. I normally tell people, if I tell you about Cummins, that Cummins platform says there'll be national youth service, under the national youth service, there'll be schools built in all of the 15 counties, and at least each district will have access to its own vocational and technical school. That is a means of building human capacity, because you have to get young people ready for the job market before you bring any or opening any means of job.
Yes.
And this is the thing.
You're good. You're good. There is a little echo, but you're good.
Yeah. The-
The echo is not that big. If it's impacting the radio, then there's a problem. But for us, I think we can hear you very loud and clear.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I always told them, this is not about Cummins. This is about me and you, the young people, especially the young people. And I can tell you this, Mr. Cannon, this election that we have just few days to go, a few months to go, is a consequential election. The decisions that will be made in these elections, it will have to take the next 30, 40 years to regain Liberia, especially losing Alexander Benedict Cummings and Charlie Bronsky. It's not because I support them, but their platform are well laid up. The youth is affected in the platform. The elderly people, Mr. Collins said, Mr. Cummings said, I will provide affordable health care for all Liberians. The elderly ones will have free medical access, so as to the babies. Underage children will have free medical access. Now the statistic tells us that we have 11 medical practitioners to 10,000 Liberians. That is below the belt. And the government is doing nothing about these things. So in these elections, if the young people do not vote right,
So you see, the statistic shows that 11 nurse practitioners to 11 Liberians,
to
to
10,000
10,000 Liberians,
Liberians,
11
yes,
human beings to 10,000.
yes, that means we do not have sufficient health workers in Liberia. And with all that, Mr. Khan, even with the insufficiency of the health worker, we can clearly tell you that all are not qualified. So Liberia is down in a drain. And like I said, Mr. Khan, the political class have created this avenue to make Liberians believe, especially the young people, to the bootlicking aspect. They make them to believe that if I don't give you a handout, you cannot survive. And they make them to believe that you cannot live without me. And this is the thing that I want every youth especially young people of Liberia, to know. You gave these people power. And that is the education that a lot of people are not getting. You have the power. You told us the power. Tell the people what they need to do. And the political class made the people to believe that they can be doing favor for the people. And you're not doing me no favor because I vote you. You are paid for the job you are doing. So I don't have to come begging you to do your job. Do your job and create an enabling environment to include all that I will be able to go to school. For example, every representative they got they gave them in a district development fund, they got scholarship there for students within our district. But for young people of that particular district to benefit from such opportunity or right that are given to them, then the representative make it political, make it like something that coming from their own pockets. It's a government fund. It meant for the people. So in the coming elections, if the young people do not make the right decisions, every decision we make, I can tell them on the field that it will not separate sedition from ANC partisan, from UP partisan, or from MDR, from whatever party. The trickle-down effect of our decisions affects every Liberian, including our diasporan people who want to come and invest, people who have businesses going here. Mr. Khan, we all seeing how the country is. When the government is not providing good environment, you will not see business people coming, you will not see investors coming in. So I tell them, if you do not make the right decision, if you think you can vote for a candidate because you just like the person and the person's agenda do not cover your basic needs. If you think that is okay with you, then you can vote them. But in these elections, the consequence, it will be very bad if we decide to vote the ruling establishment back or voting the wrong people in power. That I can tell you.
So, before you came on, we were talking about the kind of mindset being created by the so-called political class, making people to believe that you cannot survive without them, and that the only way you can survive is to beg them, thereby making you to take your eyes from the ball, to take your eyes from the reality, to take your Steve is here. Steve, welcome, sir.
What's up?
Yeah, so we are discussing youth, the impact of young people in these elections, specifically the general and the presidential elections come October 10. So the young people inability to read through, to make research, to not listen to those guys who don't want them to learn. Those guys don't want them to know. They want them to remain in the same position 10, 20 years from today, so that they themselves can continue to take advantage of them. So that the young people will not know that these people, their job is not to get them $5, $20, $10 a month to pay their school fee or to pay their way to school. That they're supposed to create a conducive environment, the enabling condition that will attract investors into the country. That they're supposed to be holding government officials accountable, Minister of Education, for making sure that educational sectors are taken care of, to make sure that the president and the government as a whole, they put more money to improve our educational system, to make sure that the Ministry of Youth and Sport, they understand their job. Their job is not only soccer. No, they don't. People don't understand that. They think say,
Yes.
we say Minister of Youth and Sport are only
Sport,
soccer.
yeah.
No, they should have everything for the young people. When I mean everything, it means everything that will improve the life of the young people, that will encourage human development, that will encourage people to get involved in every sectors, youth development projects, encouraging youth to get involved. The one that are not finish high school, the one that are not go to college, encourage them to take part in vocational schools, to learn trade, to learn how to be useful in the community, not to be beggars. Oh, a lot of you people believe in Labrador now. If you can't play football, that means you're not fit anywhere in the youth and sport.
Yeah.
If you can't play basketball, you're not fit anywhere in the youth and
In the
sport.
youth and sport.
So those who can play basketball, they see themselves as not valuable citizens because they don't get degree. That means they're not important anymore. They are not useful. That is because those who are leading you, they themselves, they are inept. They don't know what the hell they are doing. But they also want to make you to believe that you know nothing and you don't deserve to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You see the problem? So, you understanding Mr. Cummings' agenda, especially when it comes to young people, what you think Mr. Cummings can do if elected for the young people, and what would that mean for the young people of Liberia?
Okay. You know, Mr. Kumi's vision, you just need to go through it 1 or 2 times and you will understand it because it's very understandable. Mr. Kumi said the young people of the country are the pillar of the nation. And we all know that is a statement of fact. The young people of every nation are the pillar of that nation. On the Kumi's agenda, he said there will be the National Youth Service Empowerment Program. The National Youth Service Empowerment Program is purposely or is designed to cover all young people, regardless of tribe, religion. Once you are an able Liberian, you should benefit, or a young Liberian, you should benefit from that program. Mr. Kumi said, I will decentralize education. And education is not only academic, technical schools. In Liberia, one of the things that are suffering people, a lot of people do not have skills. Even people go to university the moment they graduate, no skill. They only be depending on our degree. And one of the main ways to contribute to our society is through vocational and technical schools. Building human capacity in different disciplines. Mr. Kumi said, under the National Youth Empowerment Service, there will be technical and vocational school built in the 15 counties and in each district of those counties. That you don't have to leave Nima County before you come to Motorado, especially Moroville, that before you go to MVTR, before you do plumbing, or before you do construction engineer. He said, I will decentralize it. You know, if these schools are decentralized in all of the counties, that is, in all the counties, and the government, on the Cummings agenda, Mr. Kumi said when these schools are decentralized, the government will be responsible. They will have scholarship fund. As for the scholarship fund, that is for the academic side, people will go to these schools and acquire skills for the job market, getting them ready for the job market. If you're interested in being a mechanical engineer, you can go to these schools and you acquire skills. Obviously, if Mr. Cummings bring investors to the country and then we have or bringing any mechanical or engineering company, bringing engineering company to Liberia, if Mr. Kane, I am capacitated after I already acquired skill as an engineer, obviously I will be ready for the job market.
Yes.
And I'll be prioritized as a young Liberian. And that gives me the right to be self-sufficient and not to be begging politicians around. All politicians will not have to tell me that I have to vote for them before I benefit what I'm supposed to benefit as a private citizen or as a Liberian. And when the youth are in power, after Mr. Kumi have already given the youth skills, after they prepared, when they are empowered, they will contribute immensely to the economy. Because when you're working, you pay tax. And when you're paying tax, you're helping the government. It goes in different means. Road fund to develop the road, to rehabilitate roads. Mr. Kumi said, I'll provide affordable health care for all Liberians across. He said, across, I'll provide affordable health care. Then he said, I'll provide free health care for the elderly people. Mr. Cullen, we all know we do not have no good health care in this country, that you don't see Liberians living longer time. Not just having the right health, building a health care, but we do not have qualified medical practitioners in the field. That put our health sector at risk, serious risk. Mr. Committee, we were trained health workers across. Mr. Cummings is telling us that you do not want to give, you don't want a Liberia that will just be Maserado. Because Mr. Kanye, as we speak, Liberia is just Maserado. Everything you want to do, Maserado. Mr. Cummings is telling us he will decentralize Liberia. So if vocational schools and technical schools are built across the 15 counties, tell me, Mr. Kanye, if the youth will not get interested to learn. But the environment is not provided. So nowadays, I posted a video the other day where you see a young man sleeping. It's because of the substance that they are taking. Youth are not doing anything. No school, no job. So you see them, they're vulnerable. They are encouraged to do a lot of bad things. So Mr. Cummings' plan for young people is very clear. He said, I will build schools. I will decentralize it. I don't have to come for Grand Bazaar to come Moreover to go to school, to acquire. And after that, Mr. Cummings said, I will bring investors. I will try investors after the youth of Liberia is ready for the job market. Obviously, Mr. Cullen, if I acquire a mechanical skill, if I acquire construction skill, and I am a civil engineer, I can run pipe, plumbing, and when the companies are in Liberia, I will be empowered because I'm ready for the job market.
Yes. Thank you so much, Saros. Thank you so much, my brother. You are a young man that I personally admire, and a lot of people admire you. We want to bring Steve into this conversation. Before Steve comes to the conversation, I don't know, Steve. I don't know how much time you have. Are you on break or you are well situated?
I can talk fully, 100%. No break, nothing. I'm chilling.
Okay, that's good. So
Yeah.
good to see you. Good to see you, Steve. I was going to go to Liberia. I mean, to get some course, but before I wanted to touch on something that is now part of the conversation today, but we don't want it to go unnoticed. We saw the Liberian sheriffs going to the Spoon Network to close down the network today. And these are information that we knew a while ago. We heard it, we confirm it, but we didn't want to talk about it because we don't always like to be the carrier of bad news. And people at Spoon, I think they too were expecting this. But I'm a little bit surprised or taken aback from some of the reactions. You know, we say Liberia is a country of law, and freedom of speech is one of the fundamental rights of Liberians, but it is clearly stipulated in that same constitution that freedom of speech, and you shall be held liable or responsible thereof for whatever you say or how you do it or how you say it. And we have heard from Liberian people that the law is the law. Let's respect the rule of law. Let's give the law a chance. But they've been very selective in that regard. If the law is the law, I think the former vice president, Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, was recently accused of doing something very big, committing to sell one of the major resources of our country, the Wologisi Mountain. That was a huge allegation. He was also accused of involving in a quid pro quo with some foreigners or some unknown men discussing the future of Liberia with some unknown incentives for $30 million. But we did not hear, or we are yet to hear the ambassador addressing those issues that are very important to the survival of our nation. But in less than an hour, when the Spoon Talk was closed down, we saw a communique from the ambassador, from former Vice President Joseph Nima Boakai, accusing the Liberian government of lawlessness, accusing the Liberian government of all the bad things in the world. And I think, in as much as I personally stand for freedom of speech, freedom of press, but whenever the government take action, I think we should learn to find out. We should learn to know what happened, what are the circumstances surrounding the action before we can react to it. But for the former vice president to refuse to address those key issues that are equally important, even more important to the Liberian people, refusing to answer that, to respond to that, to give clarity to the Liberian people, but yet swift enough to address the Spoon issues. I think that is disingenuous. I think that is unfair to the Liberian people. I think VP Boakai should come out and address the Liberian people on his involvement of attempting to break the Liberian elections laws, to break the Liberian constitution, and even committing to sell a portion of our country to some unknown men or unknown people. I just wanted to throw that in there, Steve. We are discussing the youth and their impact on the election, but I just felt like it was important that I actually say something about this. Personally, I will not weigh in on the legality of what actually transpired with Spoon and the court. We'll wait to see. The court will not just go and arrest or close down the station without telling us why. I think we should give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's know what's going on. If they're doing it for the wrong reason, we'll criticize them. We'll get at them personally. I will. If they're doing it for the right reason, we have to allow the law to take a course. Whatever be the case, I think we should give the law the benefit of the doubt. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Kone. Well, follow the conversation here and there. Cyrus, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Yes, and I think I agree with you and Mr. Kone and the rest of the Liberian people that, as a matter of fact, that the elections this year or going forward, is solely dependent on the youth, on the young people. As evidenced by that, the most recent election statistics or data shows that I think anywhere from 65, 60 to 70 or 75%, voters are our youth or the young people. And so the responsibility is on them. It's about their future. And one thing I would say, the youth of Liberia will not do anybody favor if they do the right thing. They will do themselves favor. We got to be clear about that one. They will do themselves a favor if they will do the right thing and vote the right people that will secure and ensure that they have a better future. Simple. If you think you are doing anybody a favor, so you got to make excuses not to do what is right, you're doing that at your own detriment. You are. So we encourage the young people to come out and vote, but we're also encouraging the young people to vote for the future, to vote for themselves. And you can check all of the candidates. It tells you who's in your favor. It's clear. There's some things I don't like to beat around the bush on. Sometimes people can say, oh, you're too rough and you got to be like this. I don't got no time to fool around or try to massage things and make it look like, no. We have to let you know the importance of your role, why you must vote a certain way and not vote a certain way. You have to be aware. And that's something that we can sugarcoat. You must vote the future. And the future is not President George Weah. The future is not Joseph Yuma Black. I will say it again. Any young person who decides to vote for Vice President Joseph Yuma Black, any young person, you are not voting the future. You are voting nothing about future. There is nothing in Boaka that looks like future. Nothing. Nothing. If there was anything in Boaka that looks like future, when he selected a campaign team, he would have had youth representation on a campaign team. Imagine Joseph Boaka having met a Mo Ali who thinks he's still 32 or he's still 25 putting curls in your hair at this time. At age. Putting curls in your hair. To do what thing? We're not even in the 60s. We're not in the 70s. We're not in the 80s. I don't, so I mean.
Hold on. You said Mo Ali putting curls.
You see got hair? You see got hair, West?
I thought that was natural.
Well, natural. There he is.
I thought the man got Lebanese hair.
Forget that thing, man. Forget Lebanese hair. No Lebanese hair. Forget about that hair, man. They make for carry hair. They make it carry hair.
Steve, you're a mess, man. I will be
the
back.
Man is at his age. The man is what going himself that way, and we support. I mean, you come on, man. No youth representation. No young person on the ticket. No young person on the ticket. No. You are only used as stooges to go and make noise, to run around. when it comes to the CDC too, you are used as stooges. They use you for munya. They get you 10 hours, 15 hours. You sell your future, your birthright. They're children there out of the country. Delonson in Labra going to school.
Not
No,
at all.
let me ask you. No. That the one that come and rescue you. That the one that come. Oh Lord. So you see, some of these things we gotta say this way to be realistic and present it to you the raw way. There's no other way we can present it. Seku ask a question. I think that question needs to be. Yeah, somebody said Jeremiah Kun that young. Jeremiah Kun actually look older than his age. And if you look at Jeremiah Kun physical morphology about even the way Jeremiah Kun call him, you look at medicine man. If you tell a lie, just look at him. Look at him. Or you look at somebody who in some kind of funny thing. All the Nigerian movie that we used to watch by in the day, Okano, then I had to use to call it just funny way. But anyway, that's aside the point. Let's get to the issue. Because we got important issue to discuss. First of all, yesterday, we gave you a hint that today we're going to be noisy. You can follow our post kind of cost all the fun. We don't get a problem with that thing. We'll tell you exactly what we're not speaking clearly, we're speaking course. But see the events. Yesterday I wrote on my post, and then I say Hayaka and I ran away. A lot of people came out, a lot of funny things. Let's say we said we have known that Spoon station will be closed. We have said it over and over on the show. As of, I think, a week or two ago, when the final decision was rendered, when everything was clear out to go, we got the information. And we said we'll not speak about it. So when I had a meeting, I wanted to get direct hint about the day, the time, and everything the operation would have gone on. Sekou said, I'm not talk about it, I'm going to leave it alone. And I left it alone. But the thing I wanted to clarify is this. Let's not use speculations. Let's stay with what we have at hand. We can't interject. What we have at hand is Mr. Smith, Wilmer Smith, is the one that sued the Spoon Network.
Yeah.
That is what we have at hand. What do you want to say the government playing beyond there? The government part of it? Those are speculations. In the document, it doesn't say the government of Liberia. So we got to be careful. When you want to hold somebody for something, hold them for something. We want to make it up. Now you can say, why is it the judicial system or branch of government went and shut the station down? That is a total legitimate question. But to outrightly come out and say that Joe, we are close the station, that part now where you're inside. We want to know for force where there is no force. Joe, we are Nina on our document. You see, the thing, this is the problem I have with the people in the opposition. Some of them, they play you supposed to make case, you don't make case there. You look for force and you dishonor yourself and you honor your own case. Let's look at the documentation because of that documentation from the court. That legal thing we're talking here. That now accusation in the mouth. That legal thing we're talking here. And the legal fact of this whole closure of Spoon Network is the case is between here and women or Smith or whoever it is. It's between them. And then Joe, we are close the station. Let's start looking for force where there is no force. If Joe, we are do wrong, we say Joe, we are do wrong. The play what Joe, we are do wrong, we might not put him there. Joe, we are not on our paper. We got to be clear about it, my people. Let's not look for force. And you see the Unity Party and other opposition members have used the corruption within the government as the only message they have for the Liberian people, to the point wherein they want to leave everything on this government. Sometimes it can even be to the detriment of the opposition. You have a legitimate case here. Why don't you focus on saying why this civil case or this case got this far for the judicial government to order that they place it? Then you have a legit, but to say, oh, all right, that Joria shut it down, and Joria want this freedom of speech. And for the record, that Joseph Human Boaga can read or post them. We not tell you before. And not Joseph Jumabo. Joseph Jumabo, I don't know what's going on for the most part.
Anyway, Steve, let me just interrupt you for a second.
Yeah, yeah.
We since you and I were going to be here, let's involve the Liberian people in the conversation.
Yeah,
You can,
let me learn the part, beg you.
yeah, you will. Let me just say this: once you finish learning, because we only have about 14 minutes on the radio, so I wanted to
Sure.
open the line in Liberia so they can chip in, especially on the youth impact on the election, and they can talk about the issue that we just talked about. But I want you to learn quickly so we can go to Ensu so he can open the line in Liberia.
You're 100% right. I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Kane. So the last part before Sekou came in was Tana Joseph Boaga who writing those statements. Joseph Boaga don't know what's going on for the most part. Joseph Boaga is not acquainted to modern day technology. He doesn't understand the Facebook, the WhatsApp. And Joseph Boaga told you in court more recently that he know what's going on WhatsApp. No. Joseph Boaga does not know what's going on. There are no boys there that in charge of the communication can be writing all the funny things there. Joseph Boaga does not know what's going on. Whatever you saw written on there, they're not Joseph Boaga ruling. Joseph Boaga don't know what's going on. Joseph Boaga worry about sleeping, waking up, you can go text. He's all be worried about. Are you serious? But Mr. Khan, let's go to the phone.
All right, Ansu, we are to you. If you can open the line in Liberia, let's let the people have their say on this issue. We'll take calls for at least about 5 minutes or 6 minutes maximum. 6 minutes maximum.
All right, so you can call us on 0776 927472. The numbers to call here in Liberia, but also we're monitoring a radio here. 0776 927472. Let's get to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good evening. Yes, sir. Mike, give me contact. Let's hear you. Thanks so much for participating. 0776 927472 are the numbers for you to call and be live radio on Truth 96.1. Good evening. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you. Okay. All right. Okay. So I may just call for Tato Bene. 0776 927472. The next caller right here. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Puebla, let's say Romeo. Mm-hmm.
And so, is there a way we can be loud? We can make the caller a little bit louder. We can hear them so clearly. For some reason, the voice is far away.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. The next caller is on my bucket. So I'm trying to set best and I can get it through louder. 0776 Uh, uh, hello? Go ahead. Go ahead. No position people, Emmanuel? Okay, go ahead. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. All right. Okay. But I don't think I think you guys were fighting. If you guys were fighting Steve, he made it clear that it's not a government though; it's an individual. So that
Exactly.
tell you that that case have been there for a very long time. They've been on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's not the government. Individual. All right. One point. It's a 1.2 or 1.5 million. Steve
1.5 million.
fine. So they say damages and for in terms of for somebody repetition or someone character for you damaging
Exactly.
it. Yeah. So you pay
Defamation. The
the money.
lawsuit is a defamation suit. Donald Trump sued CNN in America in 2022 for how much? Almost 400 million for defamation. So the
Let-
thing is, yeah,
Go ahead. Walk away from your monitor, please. The sound not good for us. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Who man? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
There.
yes.
There's a
So
difference across what was to say good.
yeah. And so thank you so much, and thank you folks for listening to us in Liberia. Before we go to Saros, because Steve and I are going to be here, and the radio people are going to be leaving in about 6 minutes or so. So let the just some of the thing we heard. The reason why I'm laughing here, somebody came here so angry. One of the UP persons so angry. He said, "Stupid people show SKTV." But then he's here watching. You hear watching SKTV. Then he says, "Stupid people show SKTV." I don't know where you fit, but I will leave that with you. But I will leave that with you. You know, Steve, something happened. You mentioned CNN, but of recent, a company that one of the companies that were responsible for voting machines here in America. One of them was also involved in the same lawsuit. They sued Fox News for the same defamation, and they won the case. I mean, they actually settled. First settled with them. They paid over 700 million over 700 million. That was paid by Fox News to settle that company. And there are other companies who are also
Dominion.
suing, Dominion also suing, Fox News. So that's why I said we have to wait to see what happened. Somebody suing the company is one thing, but closing down the company, the other company, is also something else. Because
Exactly.
I want to know what led to the court decision to close down the company. Because, people, that's why I've always said, people let to politicize things until
Thank you.
they lose focus and not understanding anything. We politicize everything. Then at the end of the day, nobody understands anything. Everybody will just put their side. And then even some people right now, they against the government, but they are happy because they don't let Spoon. So people now, they are angry because Spoon is promulgating the message for Joseph Jima Parker. So even Spoon people, you people that don't care to know now whether it was done for the right reason or wrong reason, the fact that it was closed down, that means their propaganda machine has been shut down. So they are unhappy.
And that was my point.
So what I want to say to everybody is that when these things happen, let's learn to find out as to what happened. Because somebody's suing the company, how that will amount to closing the company. Whatever the case, I don't know what's happening. So let's follow the case. Let's know what's going on. If we found out that the court did it wrongfully, we will attack them. We will criticize them.
Simple.
But let's wait. Let's give a law a chance. So, Cyrus, before we go, I know you guys there in Liberia, and you can be very careful to say something before you do. Go ahead, Cyrus. Before we close.
Yeah, Mr. Cannon, I don't want to speak to this Spoon thing because our guys will think we doing it out of propaganda. But this is the thing. I will use this parable, Mr. Cannon. The rain, when the rain falls, it doesn't touch one roof. The rain touches every roof when it falls. Remember 9 months, the people drag us, when United Party drag us in court for things that our political leader did not do. They care not to know what were the costs, but they were all celebrating around here. I don't celebrate the closure of Spoon FM, but it is an individual, like the communication I read, for defamation of character. That's why they closed Spoon down. The guy took Spoon to court, and they been in court for a period of time now. But this to tell Spoon that the rain doesn't touch one roof. So I'll leave that for now. But then we'll follow the case to a logical conclusion.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. We go to Ansu. Ansu, what say you before we go?
Mr. Cannon, before we go, before Ansu come on, before we go, answer the last question to speak here.
Exactly.
Let me say this to CPP, ANC people. If you want to celebrate at a close Spoon, celebrate. Don't be afraid. You know why? Look, let me tell you something. What think you can be afraid? Why that church you are in? Nobody should intimidate you that order and your own opposition unity. You'll be walking on eggshells. Few time ago, when Musa Belete and Shamrock Station a company work, what in United Party people and Spoon told celebrating? Yeah. Anyway, you're military know that chat your business. Why you're afraid of? Why you afraid of? You all celebrate. What thing happened? Nobody do anything to anybody. You all celebrate.
All right, Enzo, I know you guys leaving us now. What say you to close? We gotta go now because I don't want to take your time. I think Enzo is muted.
Thanks to you, Sekou and to Steve. Well, folks, so you can still follow the guys on SKTV Live on Facebook. The program continuing for those of you monitoring on radio. It's how we just want to wrap up for the end here. Join us again as we join the SKTV.
The show coming get hot, man. Yeah, the show coming get hot.
All right, Enzo, thank you so much. And thank
Like
you. We
when a
appreciate
real
it.
show coming start
And
now.
our regards to everybody in studio, including our man Odell,
Y'all celebrate your friend
the
what
birthday man.
you in the water, then you say you can't get wet. Y'all celebrate. What do you gonna do?
Okay, so folks, we will leave the
The show coming
radio
start.
and
The
now.
real show coming start now. All the one that said we are doing for that diplomatic thing. We in a real show now. The
Hold on.
real show. And
No,
now
hold
start.
on, hold on, hold on.
What
Hold
call
on.
your friend? You can't discuss the issue.
Okay, Steve, I'm gonna play a devil advocate here.
Please, tomorrow say you my guest, so I don't get problem with you to play
Yeah, I will play devil
devil.
advocate here. Let me say this. In as much as people are saying that Spoon was sued by an individual, I don't think a decision, whether Spoon is found guilty for defamation or whatever the case is, I'm not sure what could amount to closing the station. However, is it because of a non-compliance from Spoon to the court? Is it because Spoon
We're getting there.
was given certain directive or they refuse to follow? Is it because the Spoon was charged to pay a fine and they refuse? That could possibly lead to the court decision to close it down. There must be some reason, but I'm not sure. Just because an individual sue an institution, the court will just go automatically close down that institution.
So
That's what people want you to believe. That's what the UP people, even the statement supposedly written by Ambassador Parkai, that's what the statement is saying. That the government closing it down for political reason. That they don't want free speech. They are doing it to benefit them in the election. That's what they are saying. It is up to the court to enlighten the public, to let us know as to what clearly led to the closure of Spoon Network. I don't think just merely finding them guilty of defamation will lead to closing the station. Will be enough of a reason to close it down. But
yes,
we don't know whether or not after the decision of the court, Spoon failed to comply, non-compliance, refusal, defiance, whatever reason the court can use any reason to take action on you if you fail you fail to adhere to the court. So I wanted to say that, but Steve, go ahead and say what you want to say. We take calls, and then as we go through the conversation. But go ahead and say something. I have the first caller here.
So let's establish the first fact. The first fact is President George Weah did not shut down Spoon Network. Let's establish that fact.
No, we cannot establish that fact until we know the reason why the court closed it.
No, we can establish that fact. We can establish that fact.
Do you know the reason why the court they closed it down?
Yes, we know when now.
If you know the reason they closed it down, you know who closed it down.
You playing
You don't know the reason.
but you gotta let me talk. And you ask me questions.
Okay,
we can establish the fact that President Josh Manuel Weah had directly nothing to do with the case because the court document that is in the public states Wilma versus Spoon Network and Spoon CEO Witherspoon. That's the fact, first of all, that we have to establish. In case of why it was shut down, it's a total different thing. Now, you cannot implicate President George Weah when his name is not on a court document. We are talking legal things here. We're not talking they say, I say. Now, if somebody want to claim that President George Weah, in as much as his name is not on a court document, stays shut down the station politically, then the question becomes, did Spoon adhere to the laws or the rulings of the court? The answer is no. From the inside scoop we got yesterday before we wrote that post, Mr. Kane, you know the court work always get behind closed door. I will not say it because I'm going to put a peek inside. But here's the thing. From the information we got yesterday, the move on Spoon today, this case has been long going behind closed doors. It has. Again, maybe there might be political undertone on it. But the decision of the court, from what we were told, is predicated on the fact that the Spoon side of this case did not meet up with the court demand, pay the 1.5 million in defamation of suit. This is where the situation is. So, again, let me say to the opposition people.
So you continue. Let me ask you.
Yes.
Do we have any documentation to that effect to authenticate that the reason behind the closure of the Spoon network was, in fact, the lack of compliance with the court?
Yes, as evidence by that. That's why the sheriff went there to
do we have
documentation? Read the documentation.
Oh, the documentation stipulated clearly that the reason why it was shut down?
So here's the thing. The court don't just come and say, oh, pay the money right now. You not pay, we'll close it down. No. They will give you time for negotiation. You will negotiate. If they even say pay 100, and Brendan Samoka, the same thing happened to him. Remember Brendan Samoka case? They get Brendan Samoka the time to pay a certain amount of the money. The court will not just wake up. If the court does that, then the court is in error. They are owning money themselves. The Spoon has a very legitimate and big case against the government, which is the judicial branch of government, but they are still part of the government.
Yeah, but my question, I understand that. My question to you now, is it clearly stipulated?
It is clearly stipulated as evidenced by the court shutting it down. They did not meet up with the demand or the requirement of the court.
And
the court will never shut. Yes.
But if that is clearly stated in the court document, then of course you cannot use political undertone to say.
But that's what they want to do
as a reason for which was shut down. If that is stipulated, but do we have that? Do we have that document?
So I'll bring up the document tomorrow.
Because I've seen some on the document.
So Mr. Cannon, wait now. Yeah. Wait, because the TR will drag it until tomorrow.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying, the particular situation will haul it into tomorrow. We will haul it into whatever conversation. Look, let me say this to those of you who are listening.
Anyway, I want you to finish so I can do like the from few calls.
We'll take calls, but let me make the announcement, please. Even if tomorrow your boyfriend coming to visit you, your godpa coming to visit you, don't miss the show tomorrow.
Oh,
don't miss the show. Tomorrow we're discussing big things. Tomorrow we are telling you why the 30 million case is legitimate, even though Costa is a blackmailer, he's a crook like Joseph Boakai. But we're telling you why it is legitimate. We're also telling you tomorrow that the United Party gave a position. Joseph Boakai family gave a position, and these positions are contradictory. You understand the thing? Tomorrow we will make sure we let it up. Look, tomorrow we'll finish educating you before we get into the case here and go into the document. The court not crazy to go against themselves. This is a legitimate legal case. We have followed this case. Look, the only problem I get is this, Mr. Cannon. Most of our people, unfortunately, they are short-sighted. They're quick to forget about information. They want to be jumping from one place to another with information. So we have been following the case. And the way we know we are following the case is that how we're able to also predict to you guys on the show that Musu, Gloria Scott were going to be arrested. We told y'all before it happened. We also told y'all that the case was going to come out and Spoon Network were going to be shut down. We told y'all too. So what do you hear? We follow. Look, let me tell you. Any case that had to do with Joey or whoever it is, the only thing I will not do, I will never come in public and accuse anybody wrong for it. They play Joey do wrong, I will say Joey do wrong. I will call him out. But Joey got nothing to do with the case. Y'all move from here and Joey with the other one. Y'all go to Wemo. Y'all call the judicial branch of government. Y'all go there. Your lead your way out of the way. Let's start looking for power to play there with no power. We're not accept that thing. So that it tomorrow show will not be easy.
Did I hear that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, we'll take a few calls, and
Okay.
I will still come and disagree with Steve in some areas.
But I guess Sarah's on the phone with the first person.
You know, no, I got somebody that been on hold for 10 minutes.
Sarah been here for 12.
Okay. Okay, Sarah get the day. Since Sarah been here for 12.
But you know, Sarah always calling first. Sarah get the day.
Okay.
Sarah call, I told him to slow down first. Then he call back again because he had to.
Okay, take Sarah's from there. Then we take Mommy and the dollar.
Yeah, Sarah, listen.
We have a lot of people here.
Seku wanted to betray the struggle. The title that you always. So I told him how long you been on that 14 minutes. Actually, Sarah's go ahead, Chief. Go ahead. My man, even if your lady coming to the hall, put a TV on YouTube. Let the lady be watching all the
time. Oh, Sarah got lady coming tomorrow.
Oh, did that one? Vive. I think what he said with again, no. Like, hey, bro, go over here. Nobody's stupid here.
I was listening to the kid that was in the studio, not Sarah, but the other guy. He just lay everything out. And like I said, the owners of this election will be on the young people because they are the majority. It's 16 almost every 10 voters, so they are the ones that are going to be deciding the next election. And I tell people all the time, jobs is the biggest social program on the planet, even in the Western world. People worry about jobs than any other policy because it's what keeps society together.
Right.
Without a job, you cannot keep marriages, you cannot keep families together. And it's statistically proven that anywhere you don't have job, crime rate increases. Even in America, communities with a higher crime rate that where unemployment is very high. That's a proven fact.
Yes.
So if they were set over there, I keep telling this most of the time when I make calls to LeBron, like 6 years is not 6 weeks, it's not 6 months, it's 6 years of your life. So if you look at 12 years of your life, you got the longest time as a young person, LeBron, you got the longest time on the planet than any other demographic in that country.
Right.
So if you go to that ballot and doesn't make the right decision, then so be it. And you know, I tell people, our politicians, the political class, they use poverty. It's a business model for them because you can control people when they're in poverty. The people that are in poverty cannot think long term because they're looking at how they will survive, how they will get food the next day. Their thinking is very short.
Yes.
Because if you look at major learning institutions that are non-functional, that is not up to standard, but Thomas Fowler University, Prince Johnson University, Samuel Enders got a high school, and they are not doing your favor. These guys are only writing their own retirement checks. So the pressure will be on the young people this time around. And you said it right. We have only 3 options in Liberia. If you want pass failure, I keep saying it, I will sound like a broken record. It's an A, B, and C option. If you want pass failure, Joseph Parker is your guy. If you want incompetence and present failure and incompetence, George Weah is your guy. If you want something different, because for me, when I'm making a case for Cummings, I don't say that the Cummings is not an injury. He cannot walk on water. But at least he will help to prepare the country in the right direction. Because like I said, they call the law of incremental improvement. When you want to score 100, you don't need 100 on the first day. Keep increasing your score every time, and you'll be gradually moving in that direction. That's the 3 choices that is left. There is nothing else. So if you're a young person like below the age of 35 or 30 or in your 20s, look, when you go to that ballot, the country will be looking at you. Your future is on the line. And like I said, you got the longest time on the planet than any other demographic in that country. So if you get it wrong this time, man, we will be in there for a long time. And you're not doing us a favor either. That choice would be on you to go and cast that ballot. And that's just about it. I mean, the kid, he just made it explicit. For me, I believe in simplicity. Simplicity is genius. When you can make something or complicated case very simple that the average person can understand with just 1 or 2 minutes, that's why he did in the studio. He was so brief and he was concise and straight to the point. That's it. It's a choice election this time around.
No. Before you go, Sarah, before you go, you did not chip in on this whole court case and the closure of the Spoon Network. In as much that you might not be, I don't know what kind of information you have, but what is your general sense and take of this whole move?
The same thing, like you said. I don't like to draw the conclusion. Like every time I put out about the Bureau Moses case, I say there are so many sketchy parts to this case. I don't like to elaborate on things I'm not informed on. That's just my own way of saying things. Mm-hmm. They say parts are the air of science. Without facts, you can never fly. It's too early, but like you said, I don't think the president should be drawn to this thing. But in our country now, everything is political. You put a simple document over there, somebody want to make it political. You come on SKTV, you want to say the fact, somebody will say, oh, the SKTV panelists are all ANC. You know, that everything in our country is political. That's why we can never make better decisions because you have to look at things beyond politics. You cannot narrow your scope. just because you are against Georgia or because you are against the Spoon Network. No, you got to go to where the fact is, and
Exactly.
that's just what it is. So by tomorrow, I will look over the documents and see why it's there. But like you said, it's an individual thing. It's a legal process. I'm not a legal scholar in any stretch of the imagination, but the fact are the fact. I mean, you cannot just draw the president into this. Oh, you just want to assume that because Spoon FM was closed. So somehow that Georgia trying to silence or Joseph Walker surrogate because that's the
Exactly.
that Eugene Fagone, they are saying the truth. No, that's a lie. You got to take your emotion out of politics and go to the bottom of this whole story to know exactly what happened. For far as I'm concerned, is an individual that took Spoon to court for defamation lawsuit, and that gets a reality. Until Georgia can be implicated in the case, or if there's a way to link in there, but until then, no, I'm not going to go that route.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to show tomorrow, guys. Thanks for having me, as always.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, bro. Yeah. Sarah,
People, you all see Steve here? Steve preached law over me. I was able to be the big brother. The man said he want to call. I was the first person on at 12 minutes. When I say 10 minutes, man say 12 minutes. If I extend it to 14 minutes, just to take the time.
Yeah, it was 14. Sorry, I ain't look at it no more.
Steve always let to preach law over me, but it's okay. Let me go to the line here. Mr. Mohammed Enzadole, my brother. I know you've been on now for 14 minutes or 12 minutes now. You're going to 15 minutes now. But yeah, we apologize for the long wait. What say you, my brother?
We will speak in content.
Yes, I concur.
Amen. I'm supposed to be the first person. He was so bypass law. By the way, I just want to speak on the Spoon issue. It's just unfortunate too. I have to stand with Steve.
That's okay. That's okay.
The case here, they people pretend, Mr. Kennan, they pretend that they have never been going to court. They don't want the public to know they've been going to court. They've been having hearing. They've been having results. They've been telling them. In the middle of the case, the former CEO went and removed himself as CEO and put another person there. That doesn't change the case.
So hold on.
Hey, Mr. Kana, let me finish.
Hold on, Mohammed. No, hold on, Mohammed. So that means, so that change that happened, that time they were already in court. Because I remember that time.
They were in court because the man lost his job with the government. You need to understand that. This guy lost his job with the government. And the man said he will sue them. He sued them. They received the rate. They went to court. In the middle of the game, the brother removed himself as CEO and put another person there. And we all see that he still controls the system. So now the people in court, they pretend like nothing happened. They pretend like there was no case. They pretend that the government just walked to the station and closed down their own life this morning, right? They say, oh, they got wanted to enter the office. There's nothing of such. You say that you got record, you got proof. There's nothing of such any officer entering any office. You are all live. Now, there was nobody to receive the rate. Their current CEO came and gave her the rate. She read it, she signed it, they gave it to her. And it was just unfortunate these guys walked away. In America here, they're supposed to like the play and put everybody outside. She said, oh, you drag me outside. I'm not going outside. My lawyer said I must stay here, or you drag me outside. What kind of country are we happy? We want to politicize everything and want to blame the government for everything? They know very well what is happening. And people like Sanko and other people who got 1,000 people, I have 4 million people on the street. You don't after God and government. Period. There's a lawsuit. They're aware of it. They've been going to court. They know the start of the case. They know exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
Let us start fooling the public. Let us start playing with the people's mind and use the campaign or the election time as a driving vehicle to get to the people's mind. You can't do that. They know very well that they have a case against this guy. They know very well that they've been going to court. In the middle of this game, they're going to remove himself as CEO and president. You think that will let them go? No, we all know that the play is for him. We know that he owns the play. They go there as CEO. They will still go after them.
They may jump in for some of the things we'll discuss tomorrow. But Mr. Kano, that is part of the trick.
Thank you, Mama Dollar. Thank you so much, my brother.
Yeah, so say that in probably a lot.
So let's go to the next caller here. Caller 267 number, last 4 digit 2323. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, brother. So thank you very much for taking me. My name is Abu Sharif. I still got a picture though from the phone.
Abu M. Sharif, the guy who I met in Philadelphia.
I want to tell you guys thank you. Yeah, in Philadelphia, you remember the CBB convention, brother?
I got you. I got you. How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm always following, and I appreciate you guys for providing us authentic, story. Yeah, but brothers, I want to, just get into this Stenson issue a little bit. If you go on my Facebook page, I did, say that we should not celebrate because their station was down. But equally so, I'm speaking for us now, my partisans, my CPB members. Equally so, with what has been uncovered in the past few hours, it tells me a different thing. You cannot have a country and then there's no law, and whenever something happens, everybody blame it on the government. I agree with Steve. We can't blame the government in everything. This has nothing to do with the government. We should not get political with it. Wilmer Smith, what is that guy named Wilmer Smith, right? He took these guys to court. They were in court. And today, we are seeing that the station shut down. And I see a lot of UP folks, blaming the ANC and the government and say, we are doing something with the government. We are the one that undermines school radio. Listen, we are not the one. School radio had to fight their own law. Liberia is a country of law. They should face it. And again, I just want to say to you, Big Brother, thank you very much for the show. We are watching it tomorrow. The big one Steve is talking about, I'm going to be here because I really want to know what happened with the television.
Tomorrow it costs you to leave your girlfriend Leon. Tomorrow you go get divorced.
I will be on. When the man with the television case, I will be on.
Thank you.
Divorce, separate. Be on the show tomorrow.
So all these people then standing with Steve, agreeing with Steve, and this and that, let me go back to this. Like I said earlier, that I will play devil advocate today, and I still maintain that. I'm yet to see a clear explanation as to why the Spoon Network was closed down. Somebody being in court does not in any way amount to being closed down. If a decision is made by the court and you fail to comply with the court decision, then the court can take a corrective measure or a disciplinary measure. Until I can read and understand the reason why the court ordered the station closed, I will not assign any reason to it. So I will not support people who are saying, oh, Joe, we are closing it down. I will not support that. Oh, it's being political. I will not support that. Oh, this is about individual. I will not support that because I have no reason to understand, to believe exactly what happened. The court document, if the court document clarifies that yes, indeed, a decision was rendered by the court, and the Spoon Network or Standard Witherspoon failed to adhere to the demands or to the decision of the court, then we can draw a conclusion from that point as to why it was shut down. Whatever the case is, we are our own network. Spoon Talk is another network. We have a lot of different networks. We may not agree on everything. We may not accept everything. However, we are all media platforms. Today is Spoon. I'm not saying they are right, but tomorrow it could be SKTV. Somebody may be in leadership tomorrow that may not like us. They will find any reason to shut us down because we are not saying things that they like or they would like to hear. Somebody can shut down other network tomorrow, giving some kind of funny reason. So that's why I am saying, let's see the document from the court saying that The court, Judge X, Y, and Z, ordered to shut down this network because of lack of compliance, because of X, Y, and Z reasons. Until that can happen, people will have the right to fill in the blank for themselves, especially in the middle of a political season. Anything happen, people attach political connotation to it. And that's their right. Until the court can come up with a clear document pointing to the fact that yes, indeed, we had a case in front of us. The case has been adjudicated. The court came out with a decision, with a verdict, and the court came out with a demand or with an action, asking Spoon to comply with X, Y, and Z, and Spoon have failed. That led to the closure of Spoon Network. Then I will understand. But up to this point, I'm not going to say, Joe, we are doing it. I'm not going to say the court is doing the wrong thing or the court is doing the right thing.
But you have the ruling
document from the court stipulating the facts surrounding the closure of the network. That's what I believe. I'm not saying you are wrong, but I will take a caller here. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 480 number, last 4 digit 3908.
Hey, good afternoon. I said, this is Prince Massacre calling from New York.
Prince Massacre from New York. Welcome to SKTV.
Thank you very much for coming to your station. I just called to participate on your show.
Sure.
Hey, man, I wonder sometimes, I mean, I listen to your analysis. I mean, you're making a lot of sense of it. But Steve, you got to drop this emotion. Your anti-Waka will not help you to be a good journalist, okay? Sometimes you got to drop your ENC, whatever, and be objective for once. Now, Sekou is anti-Waka, which you know. But for this issue, the way he proceeding, you can see that he's actually trying to balance a little bit. You know what I mean? Where in the world a writ of summon has become a writ of seizure and closure of property? Where have you heard that? Steve, for God's sake, in America, where have you ever heard the summon you go and they close on your property? The case has not been heard, and you are saying they should pay Wilmer Smith 1.5 million. Steve, come on, bro. Be careful, man. We are all young people. What are you doing? This is just a complaint. They carry a complaint to a court, and the court came and set the rate. They even set the rate because the rate is on Stanton. Stanton is not Spoon TV. Spoon TV is a corporation. So how can you take an individual who's not even a CEO no more, he's a former CEO of the station, and you hear saying all these, hello?
You're live. I will let you to respond to you, but go ahead.
Okay.
Conclude.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw Stanton Witherspoon, who is in America. You did not serve in the rate when you serve the rate on the station, which is a corporation. That's all different ballgame. But this is the ploy the government always use. They use a court system to go after people. We saw the Musa Benete case. We saw how that case went. The case was every day when you have a judge, a particular judge, which is being appointed by this government, they're going to complain to that judge. That judge is going to make sure that rate is served. This is a fraud. It's nothing. There's nothing in it. Wilmer Smith have been indicted by the anti-graft institution. He's been found guilty. That's the reason why the president fired the man for corruption. So what has Spoon Network done? Spoon Network reported the issue. Every day, Sekou, Steve, you say Joseph Waka is a corrupt guy. That's Sekou, but Steve said Joe Boy is corrupt. It's very corrupt. It's crooked. Nobody going to sue you for that because you have no evidence, you have no proof for saying all of those. But when you start cracking down on media institutions, other people clap it because they are from ANC, because they feel that ANC now Spoon Stanton is not singing praises for them, which they did before, but now they're not doing it anymore. You're clapping for them. Tomorrow it could be Sekou. Somebody could come, a private citizen could sue Sekou. So what are you going to say about that? Let me be honest, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Unless you have a caller, you can respond to that caller who is.
Well, first of all,
saying that. As a matter of fact, let me say my own. Anti-Boakai. I'm not anti-Boakai. Prince Masako, you are wrong for that. Nobody is anti-Boakai on this platform. We only discuss the issue. Steve, go ahead.
First of all, thanks to Prince for calling. The first thing I want to say to Prince, like Sekou said, I want to re-echo. Yeah, Ambassador Boaka not on anything for me to be anti him. I only get problem with Ambassador Boaka and maybe me he running the same thing. We're not on the same Jew. We're not working to the same place. We don't do the same thing. We're not living to the same place. He lives in Labrador, living in America. So what thing I should be under him? What thing going on for Boaka that would make me to be under him? I don't understand. So I mean, Prince, maybe you need to change that statement for saying anti-Boaka, but if you want to keep saying anti-Boaka, that's fine. You're entitled to your view, my boy. I can't change that one. Another part I want to bring on is when Stanton committed a crime, or when Stanton made when the alleged crime or incident happened, Stanton was CEO of Spoon Network. Whether he decided to resign 1 week ago, 3 weeks ago, the day the case was filed, he was still CEO. So the paper will reflect that he's CEO. I want you to get that one clear. The scene we had President Donald Trump, when suits were filed against him, he was President Donald Trump. When they're referring to him, they will say President Donald Trump. So that's how it works, yeah? So what else? Stanton Witherspoon come in public and say he relinquished this and he made out a lady, whatever it is. Like a business, he can do that in your head. In the legal system, he can relinquish in more or he want a business. He can do fine. So he's still part of it. He's still corporate. He's still culpable. And he will be on that particular lawsuit. The last part I want to make to you clear is this. I'm not sure if you really follow this case. But for those of you who support this Unity Party and the Joseph Human Boakai and the seller team, because I don't call them rescue now, they're called sellers. Because allegedly, you got someone who's selling human parts, and also allegedly, you got someone who won't be selling mountain too. So seller 1 and seller 2. You who follow them. You think the wall should fall down and come around in your foolishness. You think so? It will not work. The same thing happened to Gloria Musu-Scott. When Gloria Musu-Scott situation came out, the government left from here. What is going on?
No, because I thought it would take you off for a minute, then I take myself off.
Yeah, but
let me tell you what.
The seller ticket.
Yeah, the reason why
the seller ticket. We got two sellers. We got seller 1 and seller 2. Allegedly, one won't sell mounting, one selling him up. Can I sell a ticket?
Hold on.
Seller ticket. We discussed the seller ticket here.
Hold on.
We'll unveil the ticket. We got a ticket.
No, hold on. I want a disclaimer.
Allegedly,
they're not SKTV saying that.
I'm responsible for
ticket. No. I want that clear a disclaimer before you say it.
So,
because as far as I'm concerned, they're not sell a ticket. They are rescue ticket, rescue 1, rescue 2.
Why? But they're not sell a ticket.
Yeah. So that's how they're going to sell. But are you calling them that?
Allegedly, the seller ticket.
They put you put and say, I'm going to leave your room. We're not allowed that to happen on SKTV.
No, the thing about it is,
they're not SKTV saying it, right?
What am I saying? I'm responsible for my words. Allegedly, the seller ticket, one seller number 1, won't sell mountains, and other sellers allegedly is selling human parts. So, that the ticket we didn't win. So, you all support this seller ticket. You think everybody should fall in line with you? I see someone you're talking about opposition and unity. You are hypocritical. Even your big man, the seller number 1 who won't sell mountain, he is hypocritical and ungrateful. Nobody should even look. Let me tell you something. I don't care whether it's Spoon or whoever it is. You're celebrating other people here. When they say, "Oh, Musa Benediction, you're passing around here, wrecking her," breaking news, and they shut it one time, and you're celebrating. You're shut up, man. You think the world revolve around you? You're who? Like you're so. Nobody made your boss over anybody. People must celebrate if they want to celebrate. If you don't want to celebrate, that's fine. What I'm saying, Mr. Kana, in essence, I'm saying that these guys passing around, threatening people. Oh, you're happy for the other media to be sure that you're happy. Let me tell you something. I could care less about Spoon. I could care less about Spoon. The very first thing, Spoon B-men are criminal. Indicted criminal. It's on record. He is an indicted criminal. That I was so worried about. That you who support him shows a speak volume of your that you got no dignity, and the people who on the platform got no dignity too. Because if you respect yourself and you stand for something, you will go sit down on an indicted criminal to ask you questions or to be panelists on there, then you got serious problem. So what I'm saying,
Steve, by the way, not to cut you off, SKTV reached out to Staten Witherspoon to find out, to get a word from Staten Witherspoon about the closure of the network in Liberia. He did not respond to the call, and we sent him a text message stating, "Good afternoon, sir. We are reaching out to get a word from you in regards to the closure of the Spoon network. Please call if you can. Thank you and have a good day." We do that to everybody, even politicians. When we have information, when we hear something or something is going on, we always like to reach out to get your side of the story. But until we can hear from Spoon, we just want to let you know that we did. So anything we say here in regard to this particular case, we'll be speaking based on facts available to us. We always make effort to get the other side of the story. Just want to let you know, Steve. So we did.
So, whether they come back on, whether they not come back on, it's not my concern. What it concern me? And I get concerned inside. If I won't be happy today, because unfortunately, the short Spoon never down. I'm supposed to tie my face, be passing around. Something wrong with y'all. Something seriously wrong with y'all. So the people who will follow y'all to tie their faces and pretend. Something wrong with them too. The CPP, ANC people, and other people who I see walking on airship. Y'all born for y'all go to heaven. We're born in heaven. Y'all go heaven. The politics you're in, that religious thing you're in, born for y'all go. I'll see you in heaven. But for me, I will choose what I want to do. Nobody can do. No, think what's no party mandate. I don't even want to be on party mandate because I will say as it is. When Spoon Network was sued, Staten Witherspoon was still the CEO. You stop making the thing look sensational and make it look like all the war coming fall down and Joria went and Short Spoon Network down and Joria went. Stanton said to y'all just don't listen. Stanton said to y'all that they were going to shut the show down. He told y'all. But he said even if they shut the show down, they will still be on the internet. He didn't tell you that. You think I can forget that, y'all? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't forget that some of you, because you forget about yourself, you passing around, press and worshiping and lying for an old man who don't know what's going on, so everybody will forget about you. Me, I forget. Stanton said it. It's on record. He knows what's going on. He knew this day was going to come. He didn't know it was going to be today. He knew this day was coming. This is not mutually exclusive. So when somebody come here and want to make it look like as it will be a friend, and you know, and you can't say this, and you can't say that, go in your living room and go decide what I will say or what I say. On this show, as long as I have facts, I will say it. And one of my sisters came here, she said it was suing. I'm waiting for the lawsuit. I will always say this. You have the right to sue. But when you finish suing, I will counter sue you. Because on SKTV, we don't just talk. We don't want to tell you that anything will happen. It ain't happen. We're on record for that. So when we're telling you, and not because you don't see, you don't hear the thing what we hear. You are not there to see some of the things we've seen. The evidences we have, you don't have it. So that means we don't know what we're talking. We told you this day will come. Today not come. United Party people, you all go cry anywhere you want to cry your business. Nobody falling in line with you. The city here, they will Gloria Mususka. How they will carry Gloria Mususka to South Beach and you gather yourself, you say, they might free Gloria. You're who? To disrespect the Constitution. You're who? You all go through the same process. The time you all are carrying Cummins to court here and you all say you're working with the government, oh, you're not opposition. And you had Joseph Boakai wearing some a Vula's trouser and passing around with the same Vula's trouser without Sereno Sifos. No BB trouser, and I don't wearing or passing around to it. You are parading, calling people criminal, indicted criminal. Yeah? And Joseph Boakai was shaking hand and acting like the war and then think about today. That some man that means so go pull pillow down and cry because spoon there where support Joseph Boakai and a close spoon there where so automatically the holiday everybody shoot. Something wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all.
So who are wearing the BB trousers?
Joseph Boakai and Sereno Sifa are wearing BB trousers. Go look at the picture. I'm not lying. The two are saying that too. They wore bunch of Vulas passing around of BB trousers, old school trousers there, and then y'all passing and y'all calling good people who came to reputable country where there are competitions. You know, let me tell you something. You know what it takes in America to live here, to not have funny record on you with all the temptation, even at your job. You go get funny men passing around. You're singing, oh, the man and his wife. Look, let me tell you something. What you did that God paying you today. What you did. All of y'all pass around, you grab the little children and carry them there. The man was there with his wife, and you're calling those people roll. What kind of curse people that want people to see what you can say there? Like you so tell me about moral. You know moral? You moral person? You carry that food in there somewhere. You carry the Unity Party camp. You carry to Unity Party camp. Nobody should get into any crime move or go seek any prayer, whatever it is. Let them go through the law. The law is the law. If the law said they were right, they were right. If the law said they're wrong, period. Nobody gonna do that. And they were yet, come in, so go and see that one. Come in, so we told you all the thing from the beginning. Don't join the government to do this. Oh no, you're the smartest people. And at the same cost that you have behind you, we are working with the government to make sure that Alexander Cummings be prosecuted. Then you see all the millionaires are talking to your moral people. That ANC people and C people can be behind your moral thing. Your moral people. Myself, you are moral man.
So Brazilian Montu joining you with this BB trouser thing. Say the trouser need Vulas?
That Vulas. No BB trouser. What the breeds can be carrying like that. Vulas.
That's the name of the trouser?
Yeah, the Vulas. Oh, that one.
You and Saros from the same Masipa.
No, Mr. Kane, let me tell you something. No, I'm gonna focus on the trouser, on the Vula trouser. The picture there, you're gonna see the Vula trouser, man. And the broad Joseph Boakai, he passed out. They make look. These things, when you do them, they're despicable. We told these people before, you don't go this route. You don't do this. Oh, when it comes to them, everybody might fall in line at opposition unity. There is no opposition unity. Unity Party, CPP, they're not opposition. Unity Party, the former ruling party, CPP, the opposition. CDC, the current ruling party. If you're bought in a second round, like your business, you want to support each other, your business. For now, everybody on their own go for all. And we will. Look, even Cummings said try and go testify against somebody wrongly, we'll call Cummings out. What thing happen? You want chinla, bro, or you want decide when you work for you, then you're happy. When you not work for you, then you're happy. You're who? Now who died, may your boss? What you're feeling somewhere else? Me, I'm not part of it. I said Joseph Boakai wearing Vulas that day. Sereno Sifa wearing Vulas. Both of them wearing big trousers. I mean, say, go check the video footage. Check the picture. Those trousers looking like that 2000 trousers. The trousers we can wear here. That the trousers you saw on it. And the part Joseph Boakai around the make it look. Look, oh, Mr. Cannon. Look, some days when I sit and think about how these guys are evil with brave mind, and then when you can't talk about anyone for you to fall in line. Oh, you
so
know.
Let me ask you. Say I'm going to be your guest tomorrow. Let me ask you. let me ask you. Before you ask me, let me ask you something. On a serious note, given what we know right now, when it comes to the UP and ALP, is a serious battle, is a serious front line right now. Do you think it could get worse? Do you think Costa has anything that we don't know yet on Joseph Boakai?
Mr. Kane, I don't think Costa has anything. I know Costa has more arsenal than you think on Joseph Boakai. It was on the same platform on SKTV, Mr. Kane. If you will bear me witness and the Liberian people and God be our witness first, on the same platform, right here, we told United Party people, they can say we hate Joseph Boakai, we hate United, but we have always said it too. Some of the measures that they are taking today is because of the open criticism we're giving them. The same way we did those ANC and CPP. Certain time came, CPP people and ANC people wanted to keep Mr. Cummings in some kind of little box. We came on the show and we told them that if Mr. Cummings wants to be president, he must make himself available to the Liberian people. Some people in the ANC and the CPP hated us. They didn't like it. We stayed where I and we hold it for a couple of weeks. They started opening up. We have even called out Moriah here on the show. We have called out other people from the ANC and the CPP, including Muna Faha and other people there. We've called them out here. These people are selective listeners. So when they come here and say, we ANC people then, we told the United Party people, they were making Joseph Yuma Boakai vulnerable. You can't be an institution, have your big man come somewhere, and you get your party here. Somebody from the party couldn't be overseeing the affairs of Joseph Boakai, and we said that in here. And that the same thing you said on the show here, they cost us and said our business.
Yeah.
And I was seeing today.
They say I'm jealous of Costa.
Yeah.
They say you are jealous of Costa as well.
Yeah. No, today, now, let the Nigerian people can say the thing hold them. They know what to do now. They get funny face with them. But if they had just listened, they come here, they cost us. They talk free now. How can you say that stupid show here, but you stay on stupid show? Then who's stupid?
No, that's what I didn't say that. I just say, so where does he fade?
Exactly.
If you just stupid people show and then you are here watching,
all of them tune in. All of them, the BB men, and all of them tune in. They're watching it from distance, including the senator and the one who's a seller people there. The seller team them, they tune in. All the seller, them, local seller, whatever seller, they tune in. All of them. The seller ticket people, then all of them coming together. No, but I'm not calling rescue. That's so seller. That's seller ticket. I don't want to say it. It's a seller ticket. They sold out. They sold out because they passed around. Look, Mr. Kane tomorrow we even discussed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We even went as far. We digging deep into this whole text message that was sent. We are digging into that text message and we're discussing part of it tomorrow too. Yes, the text message was sent.
Your people are telling me, say, I'm just sit down today, watch you guys because today won't part. I'm not sure because
tomorrow you guess. Tomorrow you guess.
Even though I started the show, but your people telling me, say, I'm not saying anything. I'm just sit down and watch, okay, and listen.
Tomorrow you guess.
Because they enjoy you.
These people from the Unity Party, some of them, not all of them, they got one or two level-headed people there. But even the level-headed people who are there, who shut their mouths and see all the foolishness going on, they themselves join the group now. So we just categorize them. Because you can't be good and you be somewhere where they're doing bad and you say nothing, then you say you're good. You either do from there or you make sure your stance are clear and your positions are clear. They sat down there and they let Costa made the paper vulnerable as far as Costa making appointment for Joseph Boakai to go to hospital. Are you serious? What kind of people in your say you want to leave country? How y'all make this kind of strategic blunder and make Joseph Boakai vulnerable to Costa? How? It's like you taking Kumis.
I was very clear with that.
Oh,
over and over, and they insulted me. Yeah,
Mr. Kane, that part of the reasons I gave up on Unity Party, all that sharp money they not get nothing. That's also criminal business in the head to sell. Like in the head, they get nothing there to think in from. How you let your guard down like that? It's like Kumis coming to America. CPP or ANC people here. Then they say, no. Let's give it to Liberty Party people. Because Liberty Party, they in agreement and Liberty Party people. Eh? Why do you think, Mr. Kane, say you don't know me? Even when I go to your house, when you bring food from us, why can tell you?
You can only eat my wife food.
I say, only your wife will cook, I eat it. I
Yep.
think nobody on a fool.
You always hear that.
So, because you must be alert and oriented, know what's going on. These people let the guy down. They made the party vulnerable to Costa. Mr. Kane, the other one at Costa get a dirty, a bar for Joseph Boaga. When Costa put it outside, I won't buy got video evidence. But I won't trust on teenagers. They trace certain teenagers on sources. Mr. Kane, that's why you see the walking on eggshells. They're sending all these funny people in the talk. They didn't send that one talk. But tomorrow we'll get in the details. This thing is not over yet. And I told them a couple of months ago, they cost me. I said the yo-yo are coming. United Party not ready for it. And they will be in the yo-yo after the election.
But it is a conventional wisdom in Liberia that United Party people are good with propaganda more than any other party. I don't know. You think they can overcome this?
Mr. Kane.
Yeah.
They brings behind United Party the strategic people, the mature, intelligent, five-sided ones. They all level.
Those were the one with the early factions, right?
Yes. They're not only the money part, but they were also far-sighted. They thought methodically. They were not just thinking like they wanted who. They can't say, Joe, we are a criminal, but then they go behind closed door. The leader say, oh, we're going to Joe, we are for money, saying 10 message. I don't want it. Are you serious? How do you put yourself on record like that? Think about it, Mr. Kane. How in the world? You call somebody roll. Then more leader. They go on spoon to the top, fully now confident, but then they come back and they send 10 messages saying, not easy, brother. Send small thing. Which one is which? I thought it was just roll. Why are you asking the roll for money? Oh, so you let money that is stolen. That's why they put in the balls out. I told them before. I made a post about it and we said it on the show here. Don't take money from the government behind closed door. We told you. You're not listening. What Mr. Kane that there? That right there. And we won it here. They were making Joseph Boaga vulnerable to Costa. They cost us. Today we are vindicated. I can sleep sound. Sekou can. In fact, I said, Sekou, tell them what we're doing in there. We'll be eating our roasted meat, playing our checker. Sekou, be me a bean. That we just beat each other till sometimes 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
But who can be who more? You gotta tell the truth.
Nobody say, oh me here, brother Lasana, oh me something.
Who can be who more? That's what I want to know.
No, but I be you and brother Lasana in your house. Can you imagine your own territory? I defeated you.
No problem.
No problem. Next time we're playing now, we'll go live.
I'll put you on record next time. I'll have video evidence like they have video evidence.
No, Mr. Kane, apart from the politics, that's something I wanted to point out really quick.
Yeah.
I've been watching Melbourne today. I didn't know Melbourne no love.
Are you watching?
What?
Are you watching?
You must see Melbourne kissing again. Melbourne kissing lip. Oh Lord.
That was the beginning of even answer my concern.
Melbourne kissing.
My man, thank you, sir, for bringing Melbourne on. Let me see.
Melbourne no love.
Let me say this. Let me tell you something, right?
Hey.
Our listener. I'm not going to call the figure. But yesterday was when we send what the people contributed to Melbourne. Not only was excited, he cried. It was not cry of pain, but cry of joy. And Melbourne could not even express the gratitude. He told me to thank the people of SKTV. He thanked me and pray for me and my family. Pray for you and your family. Pray for everybody. The guy could not even say anything, but I could see the expression. He was so excited. He told me some things that how the support meant to him. So he says he's grateful. And like I said, Steve, on tomorrow and day after tomorrow, the guy who is the station and programs manager, O'Neill, who is making everything possible, who is the brain behind SKTV getting all the days and time on Truth FM, because he's the one that run the program. The CEO can say anything, do anything, but at the end of the day, the programs manager decide, what's available, what's not available. But he's been working with us. He's been very, 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 cooperative with the SKTV. So Monday going to be his birthday. At least Saturday, tomorrow, and Sunday, whatever we can do for him to celebrate his birthday, Steve, we should do it. I don't want to give that announcement before we can close. I think we are about to go to the 3 hours now instead of 2 hour, 30 minutes. So I think you can try to wind that now. But maybe I'll say thank you to all of you. Yeah. Steve?
Yeah.
So that's it.
So, Mr. Kane, just before we go, like I said, I know you don't want to talk about that part, but me, I'll talk about it. No born, no love. Huh? Today I give one picture. No born my case. Oh, Lord, that boy no love. Oh. Yeah. The women who here, you're not going to look at that picture. Oh. No born kissing picture there.
Oh.
Huh?
But how can you see it?
How you see it?
But tomorrow SKTV going to be at the wedding tomorrow?
No, just the prelude today. You saw.
But that picking said, I got to call that picking. If you don't care that thing live tomorrow, not me born. The other men, they don't care. They don't care that wedding live tomorrow. We got problem with them. We got to see it. Melbourne is our own.
I tell you right now, between me and you, I give on Melbourne. Melbourne no love. Melbourne no love. Anybody that challenge Melbourne, my birthday brother, I know you're watching the show right now. Because the man said right after the wedding will position himself for tomorrow. The man watching the show. Birthday brother, more kids.
So yeah, definitely you, everybody that donated small thing for Melbourne, I 2 years say, you all know how Labra looking, right? When you announce certain things, you say you get a person this and that, the other person will be asking them to be running behind them too. And they make a lot of things going on. So yeah, we're not going to stay among, but everybody that donated something, that's why we announce everybody need here when you donate. So we send everything to Melbourne, and Melbourne, we even added our own little contribution to it to send it to Melbourne. Melbourne is very much grateful and happy for the contribution. That's why I told you in Melbourne cry. As a matter of fact, the money, when we try to send the money, the people say, I don't know, they call it same wave, they say Melbourne, una can accommodate that, and that we needed to provide certain different to send me different person information. I think that was his wife, whatever. But we sent it to them. Melbourne was so happy. So all of you that contributed, he knows it. That's why he asked me to tell all of you thank you. He said all these things happening because of SKTV, it happened because of us, because you people got to know him, got to get acquainted with him through SKTV. So he's very grateful to SKTV and everybody else.
The men are happy because it went kids.
No, the men are happy because of this.
The men are happy because it went kids.
The men are happy because of the support.
Nobody's stupid here, man. What is? The men are happy. The men went kids. He said, what is? My people tomorrow will see you on the show. You don't man say let me people matter about everything. Yeah. I tell you, your man say go back. You're not getting nothing going on.
They will not get nothing going on.
Y'all not getting nothing going on.
Okay. No, but you know what? Somebody say you must say we perfect match. Because I can already they picking here too much. So they make them cause trouble. They hear the message, he can come out to be me. But when I can be plenty, he can't put on record. When it comes to Choco, when I be plenty, he say you're not thinking right. But when you can, when you get a little bit energy in him,
the casing video for the casing page of a
Now, what if
mailbox.
you busy looking for?
We'll put on SKTV page.
That
So
I want to challenge Brazilian mom in Chaka. So to tell the message, I can put on my singing cap.
Mailbox no love.
But man, leave me boy alone, man. So folks, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Somebody wrote, who's that?
And Steve, anyway, before we go,
Jebo. Yes,
Jebo,
Jebo,
I don't know if they allow me to call their names. They
seller 1, seller 2, got a new ticket on the black.
Steve.
Yeah. I'll go on.
Yeah, hold on 1 second before you go. I don't know if the person want me to call their names or not. The person said no name. The person said $20. They say they enjoy the show today so bad. So the person said $20. Like, the only person that sent money today, want to say thank you. Say I will not call your name. People are like calling people name, but thank you so much. Let me make sure you can check the other phone, because I don't want people to feel funny. Yeah. So yeah, O'Neill's birthday is Monday. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will be announcing people, to contribute whatever they can, $5, $10, $20, anything you give, we'll take it. We'll give it to our boy, to the birthday boy. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I'm tempted to call the name of the person that sent the $20, but the person said no name, please. Okay, I will leave it there. Let me check this out before I close, so you can say, oh, what's it? Good evening. Recognize my donation. Okay, nothing. Only one cash app. We have it, $20. Thank you so much. We receive it. Sometimes the reason why sometimes I can announce all these things, some people can always text me behind the did you see it? So I want to make sure I announce it. Whether you want us to call your name or not, we'll announce it. At least let the people know that you donated. Another person sent $25 again, say no name. You can put me in. So me, I like calling people name to tell you thank you in public. But yes, thank you. $25 from another person, Steve. They say good show today. And I know it was a good show when we started, when we discussed the youth impact on the elections. But it was a better show when you came on, because they like noise. They like you.
Where? Why is it at you?
Yeah, but they like it. They like it. But sometimes I like just to play devil advocate. I like to think the way the opponents are thinking and ask the question on their mind. So have you and other people respond to them. We do that all the time. So folks, we love you all. Trust me. From the bottom of our heart, we love you. SKTV family, we are big. And everybody can fit in. One of those who can come and
Mr. Kana, I'll be they should follow my page in a little bit. I'll be right on there. We're discussing some kind of man stuff for Eula.
On your page?
Yes, I'll definitely.
It's gonna be a live something?
Yeah, I'll share on my page at 7 p.m.
Okay.
7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there.
No problem. We'll follow. Yeah, so I will see you too. You know what's up, right? So that there, Steve, I will see you in a little bit. So folks, thank you. Thank you so much for following, for being here throughout. 3 hours? This time you'll be taking me to 3 hours. I don't like that, but hey, the people then you can keep me here for forever. Steve can only can't late now this feed. After spending all the time, one can't waste my time. But but the fact that you people are here, we don't have problem being here. We thank you. And the two donors, we want to say thank you to you people as well for donating $40 to SKT, $45, $25 and $40, $25 and $20. We appreciate it. Yeah, so much. And these people are people that always donate. They are not like a new donors or something. So if you don't stop me for no name, I'll be calling your name every day, tell you thank you. But it is what it is. He said no name. That means you're not doing it for anything. You just want to support. Yeah, but thank you so much. Mavina Wallis, she's one of me supporter of SKTV. She always advise, she always give her opinion, candid opinion on issues. Likewise, many of you that we talk behind the scene. I don't talk to people a lot on the phone, but text messages, people, I don't have time. Trust me. You can't believe, as I'm on the show right now, how many calls are coming in my phone. But I can ignore most calls until I finish the show. There are some important ones that I will not let go, but many calls that can come on during the show, I don't let to answer it, so I can be distracted. But thank you so much. Be blessed, and you have a good day.